We are live. Flat Earth British, Martin Leaker speaking. Flat thumbs to all, much peace and love, and do buckle in. We are getting hotter. FEB, think tank, is getting hotter. As in warm, warm, warm. Hot, hot, hotter, hotter is where we're getting at this moment in time, you will see. So what we got here, guys, is definitely a brain splat. Everything I'm going to show you in this post is going to be fantastic. I'm really excited. You should be too. And as you can see in the title, Siberian reset arrivals, blind and bleeding years. Blind and bleeding years. Now, what we're going to do is use a bit of deductive reasoning. Okay, guys. And we'll look at the rest of the evidence that goes with these pictures that you can see on the thumbnail that I'll show you shortly. And in my mind, it only points to one conclusion, okay, and that there was a epic mud flood and cataclysm and disaster in the latter half of the 19th century in this area of Siberia. No doubt about it. Okay, what you see is the people arriving on boats, and then they're living in really run-down wooden houses and shacks with mud outside, in the shadow of a glittering civilization sunk in mud. Okay, guys, and for some anomalous reason, crowds of them, as you will see in this post, turn up at a hospital to be treated for blindness and bleeding years. In my Brian, there's only a certain amount of things that can cause rupturing or hemorrhaging of the ears, and that would be an exceptionally loud noise. Now, the first thing that jumped to my mind, obviously, was Tunguska. Not that I trust that event or its narrative, because it was 25 years before anyone even went to investigate it. But that was in 1909, so that's 10 years after this occasion. Could it have been a explosion from a comet or something like that? So what about the blindness? Okay, because these people have got blindness. Now, these effects are very synonymous with what they call nuclear weapons. People are supposed to have their retinas burnt out at the flash. Now, one thing you do get with the technology that we talk about on Flat Earth British, Faches types technology, is the eagle that blinds them. Okay, eagle, wings open, active charge, flash. Okay, this is the technology. And enough to cause the reset of an entire civilization in Siberia, which we would call Tataria. Now, it's no mystery, or it is Day of the Triffids, Carl. It is no mystery. In the official narrative, they will tell you at this period of time that there was huge amounts of people moved from White Russia out to Siberia. Even Joseph Stalin was one of them, okay? Not popular because of the horrendous gulags, apparently. Although Stalin, he met a wife, had children, and had a nice little house in his gulag. So it's not all what they think. The horrendous winters, but the summers in Siberia are not all that bad. So they move vast amounts of people. And if you go back to the narrative of 1912, when Napoleon turns up in Moscow, an entire 100 years before this occasion, their population's missing because they've apparently moved east into Siberia, like all of Moscow. Okay, so we're going to look at that in the first bit of this post. I'm going to go right straight into the juice because there's a lot of it. Okay, guys. Now make sure, please, to whoever's here, I mean Facebook as well. So good to see you all in Facebook and on Martin Leaker channel, one of the only existing Flat Earth British channels useful at the moment. Since our copyright strikes this week. Now, there's loads to look forward to this week on Flat Earth British. Got a bit of a hang-up coming this week to look forward to with Thine Self, UAP, and Campbell, and whoever else joins. So it's going to be a fab event later in the week. We're going to have it today or later, but something come up. So it's going to be this, and this is fantastic. So definitely buckle in. Second part of this post will be, we will have some fun. Okay, guys, we'll look at some medical procedures in the medieval period. Okay, which are amusing, to say the least. Images of the day. Now, I've had 111 presenting itself all day, and I saved a load of the best images of say a couple of hours search on our photo drop. And basically, it was 111 images, like subconsciously. And I've been doing it all day as well. So I'm going to give a few of you a shout, and then I'm going to get right underway, guys. Okay, so it's good to see you, Lee, Flat Earth British. I'll try and get this juice up and running quickly, because I know you're pretty knackered and you've got to get to bed for work in the morning. So there will be quite a bit in this post, guys. It's going to be another roller coaster ride of information. Okay, and it's going to be, hiya, Sophie Louise Montgomery as well, love. Good to see you, babes. It's going to be a roller coaster ride of information, guys. You may feel a little bit puffed out by the end, and you may get a little bit of a creepy, eerie, weird feeling, the way I did. Now, I know it's pretty recent after my last post, but guys, I can't sit on information like this and sleep correctly, okay? If I didn't get this post out tonight, it would be just in my mind, in my brain, trying to work out and trying to reconcile what the hell is going on. In my mind, like I said, with deductive reasoning, Occam's razor, it's a mud flood. It's a reset, okay, in this period. And we are going to witness it in this photographic journal. Okay, you looking forward to that? Okay. So let's get underway. Please make sure to share this out. Subscribe to Flat Earth British. Flat Earth British subscribe to channel also. Everything can be linked that you see presented in this video will be linked in the descriptions box below. Make sure not to talk about Rona, because we don't recognise our own Flat Earth British as a real thing, because it's not, okay? When they come around with them fucking jabs, how do you know they're not going to give you water and just hope everyone's just loopy enough to work it out with the placebo effect and think they're all getting better? I wouldn't trust anything that they say. It's nanobots, it's water, it's this, it's that. How about not even giving you your energy off fucking thinking about it, okay? This is the perfect escapism, okay? Let me take your Brian, okay, on a trip. Okay, a journey of adventure, okay, and discovery. And we are getting close, okay? By the end of this vlog, you will feel it the way I felt it going through this information. I thought myself, we are getting really fucking close. It's tangible. It's tangible. You touch it, okay? So do enjoy. Make sure to share this out, subscribe, and everything else required in YouTube bullshittery. Anyway, we start here. Okay. Now, these images are of Siberia, 1898, and these are arrivals. I'll show you in the photographic journal now. And for some inexplicable reason, they are really not well. I mean, they're totally covered up. Okay. Now, I've gone through, narratives on, Google. What could it be that could do such terrible injuries? And, only a combustive wave of some giant noise could make yours bleed. And, these people are really messed up. So I'm thinking we're only seeing the visible injuries, and they could be internal. This guy is completely, out of it. He's in a really bad way. So they're going up to treatment at this, this, whatever it is, I gather a hospital. Okay, my chat feed just froze. So I thought, they're not military, these are civilians. Are they from a mining disaster? Well, they're not overwhelmingly male. There's a mixture of, people are like troops. People are in these white things, this this sort of Russian uniform that they all have. And women affected as well. So let's have a look. Very, very eerie. So I'm guessing he's a soldier by his uniform. He's completely blinded. She's blinded all on the one side. This could be like, this is like flash. Like, for my mind, we're looking at a plasma flash. Could be a comet type of thing. Is this guy burnt on the face? What's the matter with this guy's face? Oh, he looks really, really weird. Really weird. She's holding a mouth, so maybe the air is wrong. She's taking, look at the worry on her face. She looks like she's 1,000 miles away. So there's a good crowd there. We don't know how far this crowd goes off into the distance, do we? And we don't know how many people throughout the day are going to this, this outpost or this triage for treatment. I noticed in the window, there's some fellas in there looking really unhappy, but looking like they're being treated. So this is some sort of hospital. And this fella in the chair is just having something done to his ears. Right? Now, a loud noise, so what could cause the blindness is a flash as well. Now, the evidence that there is a terrible disaster happened here. Now, the only thing I can find, in the official narrative, I reckon, guys, is this happening not too many years later, maybe 20 years later, in the trenches of the First World War. Okay, we are looking at the gas attacks, mustard gas, chlorine gas attack. And that would blind its victims, but it would not make their ears bleed. And there's no combustive wave or sound, but it did mess them up royally. It could be gas. It could be gas. So this is Siberia, okay, guys, in this area. And they got just a ginormous sort of star footage, but not pointy, but rounded. But here they are. And they look very similar to, say, people you would see in World War II, the evacuees maybe, or even the people who arrived at camps. But they're very well turned out. They're clean. So these people have travelled well. They're not being starved. There's nobody being, crushed in. But these are the new arrivals. And they're in Siberia. And these are brought from, I'm guessing, White Russia, where they evacuated huge millions and millions. Even in World War II, Stalin moved everything east, including the factories of White Russia, Belarusia, and everything else, because of the onslaught of Barbarossa and the Nazis. So he's like, we'll move our entire industrial complex and build our tanks east. And apparently they did it. They took factories apart, apparently, nut by nut, took them east, apparently, and rebuilt them in the east in Siberia. So they come. Now, one thing I noticed is their clothes do not match their dwellings. So these people have been dumped. Look at this guy here with the glasses on. Looks totally civilized stuff going on here. There's a couple of soldiers over here, not armed. He doesn't look Russian at all. And these people are living in just ramshackle huts and not even, teepees. So they just made good when they got there, and they're living in the shadow of a greater civilization, as I will show you now, which is thick with mud and has no infrastructure. They got a couple of yurts or peat, bog maybe huts, and nothing to do, looking pissed off. So narratives for why they come there in the official narrative. Well, it's not for the Siberian Railway, I can tell you, because that happened a lot earlier than this period. So I don't know why he is out in that little bit of wilderness desert thing going on and what he's trying to tell us. I'm not sure. And yeah, so, a lot of population live in these sort of things. But, the first thing I noticed is skeleton crews. I thought for a city of that size, this city should be packed with people. Again, really small amount of population, ladders, yeah. And just duckboards everywhere, and no infrastructure seems to have disappeared in the entire place. Okay, and it's just mud, as you can see. They don't do pavements. They haven't even put many duckboards down at this period, and very, very few people. So they're coming in on the river with the boats, with them large amounts of population. Okay, and they've put them in these cities that are finished. They do, I'm guessing from this, is like a quartermaster's stores, if you like, where they fit them out and get them ready for the new civilization. You've just arrived in this new giant country. It happens to be the biggest on earth, Siberia. The infrastructure or the buildings are there. They're empty because everybody is now gone. And then these seem to be are affected by something terrible. I think there was an event. It's somewhere in the accumulation of this collection of photographs, enough for the guy who took it to basically chronologize it in this narrative. They give him cattle. So they run in a narrative in a sort of time frame, these photos, getting the cattle, shearing, okay. Now, he looks very European. No shoes. Has he got shoes? I'm guessing it's not that cold in Siberia. So they are all new settlers, and it's, in the narrative for this, they are migrants. Some of them horseback, that's going to be needed on the steppe. and a lot of them, I'm guessing, have arrived on carts and stuff, because they haven't come, unless they're just given to them like on quartermaster stores. And it's similar to what you get when you see World War II pictures of evacuees, or people just taken, uprooted from their countries and put into camps and what have you. It's a similar sort of thing. These look a little bit, I don't know, what would you say that lady is? It's not, maybe Bulgarian, Romanian, Gypsy. And what do they do all day? Well, the ladies keep busy doing a bit of, guessing, looming or some weave work. And you get a lot of these military types. Now, this is, the early days of, he's covered his face, this guy. Early days of the Red Army and the Bolsheviks will be kicking off now in 20 years after this. And their daytime works in these camps, in the gulags, is, making good. And they live on the riverbanks in these tiny little shacks in the mud. Yet, you get these fantastic, absolutely fantastic Antiquitech buildings showing up shortly. So, let me just bring my internet back on. And, so they live in these. They've just arrived. Okay, thatched roof. It's got a bit of masonry going on. And in the same place, they have this fantastical architecture. Again, there's snow outside, but in further photograph, you will see that is completely devoid of any infrastructure, pavements, anything. So they're living in this. And again, no people, same sort of uniform crowd. And caravans of camels. Makes perfect sense in, say, the Gobi Desert, I guess, or Mongolia or Siberia, these vast tracks. So this whole photographic collection about the movements of migrants, peoples, new arrivals. They're kitting out for the new arrivals. Okay, this place is really remote, guys. All of this is come on rail for them lot, in these gulags. All of this is going to be distributed out to the millions that have just arrived. Similar feel to San Francisco in 1906. Yet, outside the mud and the stones from a reset, is this fantastic Antiquitech. This one's cut off behind a wall. It looks like it might be some sort of power plant. It also looks like it should belong in China. So, obviously, a bit like today's climate, corporal punishment is on the cards. Okay, in this case, the stocks. So, in the gulag, I'm guessing their crimes were pretty severe to be stuck in there. Or nothing at all. Maybe they just got caught stealing food. So, yeah, very oriental feel to these. We must be a long way further east, maybe into Mongolia, maybe into Tibet. No, not with them mountains in the background. What is that on the hill? Seems to be writing on top of that. So, yeah, the people's getting together. I think that they're being sort of instructed. Don't see much entertainment going on there. And, oh, he's looking very Chinese. I'm guessing this is, a mobile meditation unit for, bells, drum, bongs. And they haven't got real horses. They got rocking horses or what have you. He's got a Vajra on the back of that horse. And that one. Holy shit. So how does he get around? He must have horses to pull the horses, I can't imagine. Who are they keeping out in this walled enclosure of this city in what was Tataria? It's like tank traps, but made of wood. So they seem to be keeping something away. Again, look at this. The whole bottom is missing. There's no way you're going to go to this effort to make this arch thing here and then just leave the bottom out. So the bottom is, just keeping it up, really. And it probably just goes a whole lot deeper. I feel it does, because this is not too far off the ground, is it? So, yeah. So disproportionate. All in the air on 4 little sticks. So the rest of that arch is missing. But, wow, finery. So I'm guessing this is about as far east as you can go into Siberia, or maybe down into China. but arrivals. So what else are they doing? So you're looking very European, and you're in the mud, and you are cutting the mud out, okay, and you are making mud bricks. Isn't that interesting? So you would, wouldn't you? You'd use the materials that were there. If all of the stone was smashed to pieces, you'd use the stone to make the new cobble and pavements and roads, wouldn't you? Why would you not? Why would you fetch them if it's already there? And the same here. They're just cutting the mud away deep, and they're putting it into these for bricks, mud brick. So there's a lot. Obviously, these are like prisoners in the gulag, because they've got armed soldiers looking over them. So, but they still seem clean. They don't seem ill-fed or starving. I can't imagine much freedom going on. So, please share this out. Any people here? 400 odd of you watching. Epic. Thanks for popping by on a. I think it is a Tuesday. It's difficult to say. They all just merge into one these days, don't they? So yeah, these are going somewhere, maybe a little bit further east, west. Just movements, movements. What happened to their eyes? What happened to their ears? So we got a little Freemasonic pose from the little Freemasonic pose from Mr. Bowler Hatter. And this guy, is he just burping, or is he just covering his mouth, telling you, shh? What do you think, guys? Is he burping on a photograph? Just soldier, I can see you. So would you disagree now, right, guys? Would you disagree that this is a muddy street, right, like completely muddy, and this little fella is standing on a pile of said mud? Yes? Yes. So this place is, well, muddy. Let's have a look at these people. They look all right, don't they? So what's this? This is a photographer. Tai Chang, photographer, views for sale. And then it's got a Russian name underneath. So still in Russia, Chinese sort of Russia. But yeah, standing on a pile of mud. Muddage! So at first I thought, yeah, they're laying the Trans-Siberian Railway, but it was completed by this period. So they're just putting down other railways into Siberia, which is prisoner work. Cool hand, Luke. I'm shaking that tree. I'm shaking that tree. Work. So I'm guessing they've chopped all this mud away. So the slaves of Siberian gulags. So, well, I'll ask you all in chat, guys, in a little while what you all think could have happened. My mind is, plasma flash, make them go blind, and an explosion loud enough to, basically perforate or burst their eardrums, or rupture them for sure, for them to bleed in such a manner. So we have migrant, or arrival, or inheritors, children. Something going on with Siberia. It's almost as if it's it's an experimental place. All of these, these types of civilization, communism, all of these things, they're experiments, aren't they, on humanity, carried out on one man's ideal, apparently, in the case of communism, Karl Marx. But you can see these buildings in the background, they're old. So they just inherited it. They came in to these fantastic cities, Tomsk and Omsk, and there's a few other cities, and it's not too, it's not a great distance from the apparent Tunguska event. But the place was so remote, apparently no one got there for 25 years after 1909. So I don't think it's that. That looks like it's penciled in there. Could be just highlighted. Vanilla skies. Again, these non-advertising ether-catching boards. They have been proposed as advertising electric on them, but I'm afraid we haven't caught any advertising in one yet. So yeah, they bring them in. It must have been fantastic to come and see that. And this is further east. This is, further west, the Zabella, in the grounds of the Kremlin, which we talked about many times. Something definitely off and skewish with that story, which we posted about a few months back on Flat Earth British. And you get these things, these beautiful onion domed, basically energy gathering units. These are power stations, aren't they? And some of these in this unbelievable place. Still no infrastructure, still mud. Yet. They're building this stuff. Something's taken out of here, something's blocked up there, something's blocked up there. In fact, all the windows are blocked, and whatever was in there, mechanism, is now removed. Also, 90, hang on. Well, it's not the wireless, is it? So what is this, guys? What is this shirt? Well, I'll tell you what it ain't. Because it ain't the wireless yet. It's supposed to be 1998 here, guys. Again, the ladders. Again, showing you they're doing work on, basically a Greco-Romano arch. It looks like the Brandenburg Gate, but there's less horses on that one. Again, look at the size of this ladder. How many ladders have we seen, guys? Hardly any people. Everything in mud. Giant civilization. Yeah, all of these people are living in shitty shacks. So here's a picture of a more active St. Petersburg, which a little while previous to these photos is a completely empty city. So you can see the influence of the Phoenicians, if you want to call them that, or the Romans in the Corinthian archtops on what is, showing you that at some stage, they took over this place. And this thing here, okay, 1998, you can use your own imagination to think what is on top of that thing, because I tell you what it ain't. It ain't a flagpole, okay? It ain't a flagpole, guys. So, let me know what you think. Okay, let's move on. So there's a little bit of an infrastructure on this street. I'm guessing this might be Moscow, I'm not sure, but there it is again. There is a big city. Oh, back to the arrival. So yeah, they arrive this much en masse off the boats. What you don't see them doing is carrying any bags or belongings, except for what they can carry on their back. Like this guy here. They haven't got suitcases on much. And, I think everyone's been allocated work, in the new gulag. But, literally moving millions east, guys. Millions. And I'm guessing this is some sort of religious procession. They have the the Russian Orthodox Church there to guide these people who have just found themselves in a strange country with strange rules. All their belongings and everything they own in the world on their backs. The new arrivals. And some fantastic places. Look at this thing. Wherever that is. And these, they got these little carts. I'm guessing he's got, something to pull it. But it looks like a giant pram. But his cute little blonde kids. Looks like he's definitely from the West. In fact, they all are. A lot of them, they all came on railway, didn't they? Some of the work they get to, timber collection, and their typical towns, which are just, they can work all day in, on the fields and lay railway tracks, but they can't get a sweeping brush out and sweep all of this mud away from the buildings or the debris in the street. And look at the mud up to here on this window here. Looking ridiculous. I wonder what this building was. So, really messed up place. And they live in these tiny, crappy yurts. Wonder why they haven't been allocated any of them properties just yet. There's no one living in them. The cities are empty. So they manage fine in the winter. These look like they might be Laplanders, but they seem to acclimatize pretty well, these people. Especially if you've got a teepee or a wigwam going, which is excellent. And, wonder why they're all parked there in front of this to draw your eye to this building, which is fantastic. Bell towers, bell tower, bell tower, bell tower, onion dome, bell rings on the hour, reverberates the dome, and so with the charge, collecting more energy through reverberation energy. So, energy gathering. I've been sending out dozens of energy gathering books, PDFs. I have another one of now that's been turned on to me, although it's 50 megabytes. I think I have a link that I can share, which will show people how to make free energy. You have a lot of electricians very excited about the content just because they're prints. There are plans of how to put these things together. I would say that is seriously messed up and mud flooded. Beautiful lamp though. Beautiful lamp. Look at the the ornamentation on that. So we are moving on. And giant barges, I'm guessing to move all of their massive amounts of stuff, and a bit of fraternizing with the locals. We're definitely in China here. So muddy deltas. And I'm guessing it gets freezing, because that's what happens to the ships in winter. Looks really barren there. Really horrible place. But again, look. A little bit of grass growing over, brand new tree. It's not very old, that tree. Again, what's happening with the stuff on the roof? Okay. So off of this strange domed building, again, these things, whatever you can call them, we have some strange crossage, energy gathering technology, bells again, to metal, energy gathering, onion domes with portals. So looks to even still be damaged along here. Some of the stone has been laid bare, maybe from whatever happened in this place. Mud, grass has grown over, everything's buried in these fantastic big buildings that these people have inherited. And off the boats come large amounts of timber to make these shacks and these suburbs for these people to live in, because they're not occupying these, that's for sure. You see, they just got vast tracts of what look like shanty towns. So I'm guessing this was here before, because it's buried in mud. They've cut their way into it, little retaining fence around it, and it's just a little bunko booth. What could it be for? It's enough to have 3 guards on it, guys. I don't think it's a dasher for anybody, or a country house. So yeah, they can't, they brought all the stone in, right? They had basically a proper architect, okay, to design this building, because this is really amazing geometry in this arched window. We need a highly skilled architect to be able to plan this out, which has been basically blocked up. Must be window tax, and up here in the apex, right? So they can bring the the materials to build all of this on this mud, and they have no pavements. It's duckboards. It's very inconsistent. It makes no sense to the Brian. Simple bit of deductive reasoning is that they inherited and they brought him in, which they show you anyway. So it is. And there's been a terrible cataclysm, because they're all queuing up at the hospital with their eyes burning out and their ears exploded. Check the size of this bell place. Bells again, bells in there. Whew, wonder what that would have sounded like. Oh, they got a bit of duckboards going on there. Okay, a little bit better. A little bit better. So any better down by here? Nah, hardly any people, not for the population, and just mud with fantastic architecture. Yeah, that just bugs me. Yeah. Okay, what about this one? Pray explain this one. People who doubt mud flood ever existed. How is this building, looks half buried to me, in a field of mud with no path really actually going up to it at all, except this muddy path thing here? How did it get built? Did it just magically appear? Did the tooth fairies build it? See what I mean, guys? So that's hard evidence. And all of this, now, not only is the mud flood, another mud flood behind this building, but it's actually there. It's actually still there. Blew my head off when I saw this. I thought, oh, how fantastic. They're not only messed up from what looks like a plasma event, and there's a serious mud flood and a reset ongoing during these photographs. They bring in the reset replacements in, and they're on the mud in this building. Very iffy. Again, same narrative, skeleton crews, the ladders, doing these places up, mud flood windows on this giant, whatever it is, energy gathering station from ancient, well, not even ancient, recent Tataria. Again, look at this thing. So I'm guessing that's a beautiful cathedral, but these bollards about the only bit of civilization outside of that you witness. Just crappy wooden pollards and this absolutely mind-numbing beauty and woodwork. I would say that this sort of thing outside is outside circuitry, yeah, like exoskeleton surgery, circuitry, yeah, because you got the wrought iron, you got some tech here, and then you have all of this decoration. But I think it's definitely more, even in the windows. I think it's definitely part of this technology, including the tiles as well, definitely. Because they're made of ceramic, and you have ceramics used in electrics. So here they come off the boats in mass. So I don't know whether you can see that behind the picture here in the right-hand corner, but what looks like an absolutely massive television mast, but it can't be because this is 1898. So wireless? No, this is 1898. It's not the telegraph. So what is it? There's another one shows up later, equally as big. So they have like big, massive aerials. 1998. The rest of the time, they're digging out mud. This is what seems to be the main occupation in a mud-flooded environment. And, well, whoever was living here before had a serious, serious mud flood. Any arguments with that, guys? Let's see. Deductive reasoning, guys. Use a little bit of, reason. And you'll see that these people have just arrived because they're showing you, and they've inherited this world, and they are skeleton crews to Tartaria up. Everyone else is fitted out, just like you see with the Mexican people with their white uniforms, the Chinese with their uniforms, the Tatarians in San Francisco with their uniforms, and in fact, everybody, everywhere in this place with their selected uniforms. Who dishes these out? So I'm guessing these are a little bit more your normal folk. Trying to get on his reindeer. Oh, that's really nice. I do like a reindeer. I do like a log cabin. So he's got a shooter, and he's got a bag of powder because it's a flintlock, and it's like 1998 in Siberia. You haven't got hold of a real gun just yet. Not that that's not real. So, would you disagree that some cataclysmic event has happened? By the look at this photograph, if I showed you this photograph first and then showed you all of them terrible victims, would you not agree that something really bad had happened? We're looking at a shattered world. Is that an arm? And I hope not. So yeah, something really, really bad happened there. And you get a lot of sort of confused looks on these people's faces as well. So I don't know what these things do. These things are not flagpoles. Seem to be some sort of aerial tech. And more people turning up en masse. So I can only imagine these people to be non-survivors of said arrivals, or something else is going on. But it does seem to be a little bit of the old homicide going on. I'm not sure. They look pretty dead to me. So I'm not sure, but it gets a real feeling looking at that of the Hunger Games beginning to the film or something. It's very much like that, isn't it? Yeah? Maybe they got selected to be killed. So I'm guessing Siberia's a quite shitty place, but, the rich Europeans, they come there. He's thinking, fuck these people. He's staying quiet about it. Him over here, he's safe. So yeah, they got pet bears. I bet that's not good. That's not good. Bears don't like to be put into incarceration. Nobody does, especially animals. Yeah, my animal, my pet, lives. Basically he's adopted us, and he's free to come and go, but he don't want to go because he loves us. That's the end of it. They choose you, the animals, guys. Not the other way around. So I'm guessing he's going deep sea diving because he has a diving thing on. Wait. And he has some breathing thing. I wonder what they're diving for. That'd be interesting. So, what we got here, 1895, 1900, a little bit later with this train here on this photograph. And he's diving. Love to know what he was diving for. Gold, probably. So, these look really, really well fed, don't they? It's the old problem with places, isn't it? Disproportionate wealth. Half people, having pet bears, and the other half living in, shacks. Is that a giant, or is that? Oh, he's definitely big, this Frenchman, isn't he? So, more mud. And this one I've seen is in I think this one's in St. Petersburg, step pyramid thing. And you get a strange geological formations, as we like to propose, probably melted cities when they look like that. Not all, just so. So these look like the Red Army, the Bolsheviks, strange insignia. The hammer and sickle hasn't arrived yet at this period, but the Maxine gun has. Right. Clues galore in these. He's got a Maxine there. Nice, right. Sumac. This is a death squad. 1,000. What else could they be doing there? There's only civilians there. They're not at a war. Oh, that's fucking creepy. And here they are. Victims of bombardment? No. That can burst your eardrums if you're close to a cannonade. But no. They look really messed up, guys. Something really bad happened in the latter half of the 19th century in this area. There's just no doubt in my mind. And we are definitely getting hot. You know, this is Omsk. You know, I've shown, evidence in Omsk of, the whole place before. But I got a few more I haven't shown you. It's just the windows are literally buried below ground level, and all you've got is mud and a beautiful architectural city. Even the wooden buildings are quite nice. No, I would say that the telegraph poles have been added, and I would say that this guy's been penciled in. I would say everything in there has been penciled in. It's giving the impression that they had people at this period when they in fact never had anyone, because it was wrecked on a reset that mudded this place right up. So far up the window there, duckboards, this high. From the floor, the ground level there up to there, mud. I'd say that was about 20 foot. Mud flood, caught on film. They can build these beautiful buildings like you get in Britain and America, look, you see? But they can't do a pavement, they got to do duckboards. And everyone looks penciled in there as well. And they haven't got roads. And they just, no, don't insult my Brian. And this looks no wire to come off it. The mud is still there on that side. So these are carrying telegraph. So what are these carrying? Absolutely nothing. And they got little sort of baubles on them, little ceramic things. Also with this thing, what would that be? Duckboards again, muddy, all the way to that Beld place. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Look at this, guys. Look at it. Yeah. You don't build this and then just bury the windows to the top with mud that came down this hill. I buried this red brick Tatarian building and this civilization because the mud is still there in these early pictures. Would you disagree that this place is not being wrecked by mud? And they have a lot of new buildings coming in, built in wood for the new arrivals. The place is really messed up. Really messed up. Mixture of crazy good architecture, the best, and suburbs, log cabins, mud huts, and a whole lot of freaking mud. Would you agree? Mud, mud, mud. Glorious mud, nothing quite like it for cooling the blood. So if you're going to build your big, massive white building, you need to put it in the middle of a field. You don't want a road going up to it. Put a little box outside for a military guard. And just grass and buildings that are half buried because the rest is underground. Does that look like the rest is underground? It does to my Brian. Okay. Also, just a whole lot of mud, a whole lot of cool architecture, partly buried. Cool evidence for an event. Also, fantastic cathedrals in basically compounds with nothing outside except for mud. A lot of it too. This is really, really out in the nowhere, and just got a little mud path going up to that fantastic building from another civilization. Here's another one. Fantastic building, another civilization, inherited, stolen. Same here. this architecture, guys. Look at this, the decoration. So they had the initiative and the intellect to put this, this column decoration up and all of the arch decorations, window decorations, but they couldn't lay a freaking pavement. Yeah, please. Talking about insulting the Brian. Look at this. Yeah, crazy. And this one, yeah, this is absolutely crazy mud flood evidence. Let's mag up on this one a minute. So this one's out again in the middle of a field, because that's all they are. Mud. Mud. Glorious mud. Up to these glittering buildings. Look at these things. Look at this place. What an inheritance. So again, in with the timber. You see the wood to make good. Do you see any people? See any infrastructure? No. What you see is a sunken, glittering civilization in the mud. People coming in later with wood, making shacks, and an whole load of population turning up. Would you not say that that is not a mud-flooded civilization? Maybe I'm just tripping and I'm seeing things, because to me, that looks like it's a whole lot of buildings half sunk in the mud. No? Maybe. What about that one? In Omsk, you just have a random 1881 on there. There's another date on the other side of that. Antiquitech. A nice little entrance to a city in the middle of the mud. And not even on a road. Come on, guys. Dear. And there they are, all arriving en masse. Look at this then. I'm guessing things got touched up a little bit by here in Russia. Yeah. Through the double, no matter where you are, you could be, Champs-Élysées or the Great Expositions of Paris, the Champ de Mars, and you could exactly the same scenario. You got the Arc de Triomphe at the end, and you got to go through two pillars, the Masonic double pillars, to get through to the arch. Same everywhere. Also in this part of the world, great civilization, some sort of church, pyramid, Greco-Romano, and a giant bell on a little island, on a little delta in the river. Mud. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Look at this building. Hasn't even got a path going up to it. Hurts my Brian. Okay? Again. In fact, you got a whole load of stone there waiting. A couple of people. Skeleton crews. What about that? It looks like a similar arch blocked up. But again, wood, arrivals. Good luck. So what about this one? That's probably the best inundating mud in a mud flood picture that I've witnessed, because you can literally see the waves of mud that came down the street. Waves of mud. Fantastic, that one. So how many of you are watching? 600 people. Fantastic for a Tuesday. Thank you very much for joining. And please do share this out. I've got a bit more to come here now on Flat Earth British. Now we're moving on. In fact, I'm going to come back for a little minute until the next section. There you are. There's me. Oggy Zalic. I'm going to give you all a quick shout and talk to you all for a little minute. And I'm going to go, basically, thanks for the super, Scotty. See, I even know your icon, Scotty, mate. I'm going to hang around with you for a little bit, have a little chat, and then basically we're going to have some humour, and we're going to have look at some crazy Middle Ages stuff. Some of this is from like 12th, 13th, 14th century. Some of it, they say. I've got evidence for apparently the plotting out or the what is the word? Basically, telling you when eclipses are going to happen in like the 1300s, 1400s, and it's supposed to be real text. That could be really helpful at some stage, I was thinking, especially with dates and stuff and missing hundreds of years and stuff. So I've actually got my chat feed missing. Let me just see who's actually here. So hi, Connie Lingus, good to see you. Hi, Deco. So my friend Mel is in chat, and basically send some love to Mel, because really sad news yesterday. You may have seen Mercy, the beautiful dog, on Flat Earth British Vlogs before now, but really sad news yesterday. Mercy passed away. Okay, got buried yesterday. And just breaking everyone's heart, because she was a fantastic animal. So much love. Okay, I love Mercy myself. She was the best dog I ever knew in my life. Okay, we'll have a look at some beautiful pictures of Mercy a little bit later. So, Dragon Sage, favourite guitar chord, B flat. Nice one. Figure Wolf, good to see you, my friend. Love, good to see you. Mike, good to see you. Jason, good to see you. R.I.P. Mercy. I tell you what, that dog was just fantastic. Yeah, it was a bitter pill to have to swallow losing something like that. You know, it's hard with animals, guys. You know, I'm the same. I get really, like, sort of fucking loved out on animals. I'm always the fucking same. And they don't last long, do they? So it's like just really heartbreaking stuff with animals. We know it is. We know it is. Very sad, Mel. Very sorry. Very sorry. Deepest sympathies, as you know. So, we're going to break up the weird news and information of the first part of this post, which is, in my mind, probably the hottest evidence for an event or a mud flood happening, all in one narrative, I reckon, that I've seen so far. Okay, so splat on that. Okay, I hope you agree. But next, we're going to look at this trippy medieval. We're going to look at some strange medical carrying-ons, okay, from the medieval era as well, along the way. But images of the day are absolutely fantastic today as well, guys, and there's lots more to share. So, yeah, Hippie Shake Teresa, a friend, says, "Oh, hang on a minute. I am so sorry. I lost 4 dogs over the years and 2 cats. It's very upsetting. I lost my bunny rabbit basically just before Christmas. I mean, my son was really not good. It was really upsetting. Lapis, good to see you, my brother. She's a big softie, as you see. She's the most beautifulest of animals. She just wanted love, to be loved, you know. I got a rabbit like it now. As long as you're giving her love, she's happy. So, I think we're all like that. DJ, Lucifer, good to see you. Love your work. Mark Brown, Vicky, good to see you, Vicky. Yes. Ditzy, I know people who are rather ditzy. I'm rather ditzy myself. She's got off. Glad her pain is done. Miss her. It must be awful, you know, especially with your companion, best buddy for so many years. It's a really bitter pill. Dak Aaron, good to see you. And Aaron, Abercrombie, you make wicked coats. Love your coats. And Mish, good to see you, my friend. Maya Purples, yeah. Cameron, good to see you. Mish, how you doing? I said that. And I'm not sure is that Elite 333. Love is worth it. I think it's the only, all know love is the answer. You know, that's been the biggest problem in this place, isn't it? Greed and selfishness and people's just shitty fucking nature, and basically spitting in the face of love, which is something I really, really wouldn't dare to do. Is spit in the face of the creator. Okay, Leroy, but people do. I think John Lennon once said that, spitting in the face of love. Timmy Porter, good to see you, my brother. Dawn, much love to you as well. Jack Spratt, could eat no fat. His wife could eat no lean. Margaret Walter, good to see you. Alva, Billy, haha, chickens and rabbits. Yeah, I was looking after the chicken called Milky a couple of weeks ago. Awesome little chicken. And Son of Overlook. Who moved all the mud? Well, I would say that the people that they brought in, there seem to be a lot of them, millions maybe, probably millions, yeah, maybe tens of millions. And as you can see, there is photographic evidence that they were digging these things out and making mud bricks with them in the mud brick factory, which I think is a definite thing. Sophie is saying, oh, so very sad, Mel. Can't imagine what your feelings are. Yeah, well, you lost your dog. It went missing not too long ago, didn't you? Sort of freaked you out. So it is really, really hurtful thing. Lee, good to see you. Yes, really great day. It says Mel. Tony Sachs, good to see my brother. And Amanda. And Decat. Fragments of small. Oh, no, we don't do anything. I'm not in it. I'm not in it. I do not recognize it as a real thing. I'm going to say this, I'm blue in the face. I keep saying it. I've been saying it for 6 months solid. I will slip it in surreptitiously for the truth of the people. Okay. But I ain't going to give it any energy. Okay. Because it ain't fucking real. I'm not going to think about it. It's too much to think about in reality. It's too much love to give, too much to learn. We learn together every day. This is why I come here. I got all this information. I'm really excited. Don't think about all that. This is bullshit, guys. Don't have us running, jumping through hoops. Oh, yeah, ex-heliocentric. Good to see you, my friend. It's a long time. So, just bring my computer back online here. It's going on. So, happy Tuesday. The day when you choose whether you're going to go on with the rest of the week or not. Okay, so much love to all my friends and loved ones. Okay, peace and love to you all. Flat thumbs. Big shout to Lola as well, if you're still there. Flat thumbs, Lola. I'm an elf. Look at my ears. Okay, and definitely an elf. These are not bought ears from a supermarket. These are real ears. They're stuck on, like permanently. Like I was born with them. I am an elfling creature. I got told by another elfling creature. Yeah, she said, oh my God, it's been years since I met another. I was like, another what? She said, another elfling creature. It's like, oh yeah, I know about that. Yeah, because there's dwarfs, aren't there? There's giants, aren't there? So where are the elves? Ding, ding. I know. Us. Anyway, flat thumbs, Liddy. Flat thumbs to you, sweetness. Flat thumbs to I am human. Boom, beam. Furlonga. Furlong. Furlong. It's a long furlong. Don't worry, they're paying you all your money. It will run out. They can't keep it going forever. Machete. Nice name. Keep digging. I will. Okay, let's move on with some information. Stafford Muddage. Much love to you as well, my brother. So make sure to keep the vibration up. Flat Earth British will show you how, okay, to have a zero fucks given attitude, be fantastic, be epic, and just have a really good life and be happy, okay? And not listen to the news or other people or fear-mongering. As soon as my chat feed buzzes up, everyone's telling me what their fucking device is scaring them to death about. The Black Mirror. Yeah? Voodoo! Stop it. It's not real. None of it. Well, that's all you've got to recognise is the media and all of it is bullshit. There's hardly anything real on fucking YouTube, guys. Yeah? It's really, really rare, some experience like this. I can guarantee you. Okay, guys? I've been in YouTube a long, long time. So 100%, it's all BS, Sherry. It is left. It's, if you talk about something enough, it makes it real. This is the whole thing behind brainwashing, isn't it? If you say things enough, it comes fucking true. Yeah? So don't give your energy. Don't even think about it. Okay? Just turn it around. Tell it to fuck off. Yeah? With bells on. Anyway, I love doing things like that. It's a shitty movie. It's a shitty B movie, and I ain't even in it. Okay? None of us should be in it anyway. I'll give it any of your attention or anything. Not what I'm trying to say is not obsess on it. Okay? Because people like, even the truthers are just like spending too much time thinking about the gloomy parts. What's everyone fucking scared of? Dying? Fuck it. Yeah? Long time dead anyway, guys. You don't even know. Yeah? If you wake up healthy, the real health, if you wake up healthy and you wake up, sane and okay, and everything goes right in front of you anyway, then what have you got to worry about? Just leave it in the hands of the Most High. He's got your back. You need faith. You need to trust. Okay? That's what I think. That's what I do. Okay? Anyway, on with the show. Now, the really strange, really dark, okay, ages, okay, where people are really fucking weird, as we're going to find out right now. Peace and love to you all. So we're going to start here. Okay, these are fantastic, actually, guys. There's so many. We're going to share a few of these links. I won't go through a huge amount of them because of the longitude of the video. But the narratives are absolutely nuts. This one is concerning, basically chivalry. A lot of them are. This is supposed to be from 1490 to probably 1500. Fantastic colour. So they got all fruit on the trees. Let's check out what's happening in this little Phoenician garden, shall we? Although the decoration's beautiful. So you can't get into the garden unless you got a key. Okay, because it's got a gate. See, you can't even jump the wall. So he's dressed in blue as well. And in the garden, what are they doing? So he's playing the lute. She's singing a bit of music. She's singing. Oh, I bet that sounds bloody awful. And they're not doing anything at all. Okay, he's doing I Am a Little Teapot. Okay. So, yeah, that's all they got to do, the elites, in this era, apparently. You know, when they haven't got no sewerage and he must be the king, he's not covered in shit. Scenarios going down. Okay. When you find everything is just super fantastic. And Irie, look. And look at their clothes. I can guarantee you these people have not shopped in Peacocks or Primark. I can guarantee you that. So he's carrying a leaf. Okay. Alas, poor Robin. Yeah, I think they'd be really annoying minstrels following you around. It'd have to be music you liked. So she's preggers and she's preggers. 2 pregnant women. What could that mean? And what's this thing here then? Any decisions? It's got a hand. And she seems really little as well, doesn't she? No, it's just a perspective thing. So yeah, the crazy ass Middle Age, early Middle Ages, before the Renaissance. So before the resets of that period. So meaning another world where an angel turns you on to some arrows. Catching. What else goes down? Oh. So reflections in water. And there's not too many depictions in this. So that seems really... It's that thing that they do when they stare into the reflection in water. Not to be repeated. Have you heard bad stories about that? People who have tried doing that. So shoot that poison arrow. Yeah, you got to get me. Oh, she's done him once. She can do him again. Shit. It's not good, is it? These angels are problematic. I sounded really Welsh then. So this guy, guessing he's a saint dude or whatever they are. Nice to meet you. Wow, you've got a pair of wings and a shiny head and a weapon called a scepter. Oh yeah. This is how we say hi in our part of the woods. Oh, really? So yeah, that's the early medieval period. Seems to be a bit weird. It's going to be like the future anyway. It'll be really weird in the future, especially with all this new pussy generation. It'll be like, whoa, guy, was you eyeing that girl up just then? That's totally gay, that is, guy. It'll be like that. So I reckon he's probably an automaton. You getting married? Yeah, it's gay, that is. So yeah, he's putting a key in there. So yeah, people are upset of my non-PC ways. Well, it's Armageddon, you know, and what's the worst thing that can happen? I don't really give a fuck. It's all in the best possible taste. Okay? It is. So I don't read, obviously, early Latin, especially pre-Renaissance. What's going on here? Oh, there's people like hiding in the gardens. She needs a key to get through that gate as well. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I like that. Something to do with dogging or something. What's this? Oh, he's big. And he's got a weapon. Like a mace. Oh, seems to be a lot of carnage going down. So I won't persevere too much with this book. It's got so much to show you. But they are wonderful depictions. He's like, I've got a bit of a problem. Acne. I've been wearing a mask. Innit? I've been washing my hands. Innit? Oh, I'm in hell of a state. So eventually, I think what will happen will, people who keep on wearing masks will eventually evolve a mask. Maybe women that wear them won't have mouths anymore. I know that's a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah, or maybe they'll evolve like mask beards or something. Who even knows? They keep on wearing them. I noticed somebody walking in the rain earlier, pissing down with rain. Let's move on. And with a mask on. I thought, oh, right, yeah, just waterboard yourself, why don't you? No wonder they were like, because because they were waterboarding themselves. So this one here is from 1444, 1445, right? And it's 15 romances, chivalric treaties, and just chronicles. So basically, it's a lot of weirdness going down. If you know about the chivalric rights and chivalry, it is absolute insanity, is all I can say. It's like a carry-on film, okay? Chivalric. I gotta go and save a maiden in the tower. Will she have horns? Probably, but she'll have a silly hat on that will hide them. Oh, well, that makes sense. So the fleur-de-lis and the free lions, see? I thought like French and Britain are not really like that separate. They're all in the same camp, are they? They both got like the free lions and the fleur-de-lis going down. Okay, the corrupted fleur-de-lis, once probably a symbol for free energy. The spraying, maybe, of orgonite energy. Or a lily that is used to detoxify toxic water. Many thoughts on what the fleur-de-lis could mean outside of official narratives. That's the thing with Flat Earth British, guys, okay? Is I spend a lot of time reading official narratives I already know, right? So what you got to do is you got to leave all them behind. You got to start fresh. You got to think everything I knew about history, which has been proved, is absolute bullshit. The controllers have the narrative. They write the history, and it's all just fairy tales. If you get into, you know, a 1444 Middle Ages text from the British Library, it's going to show you nothing more than kings and queens and churchy people. Really annoying. But that guy seems to be a giant. So he's blowing his pipe. So that's the thing that's into the narrative as well a lot, isn't it? Piper. You know, the piper at the gates of dawn. The piper comes, no, Led Zeppelin or something. Piper is calling you. So, you know, it's like saying like a sound. Something to do with a sound. We'll call them to oblivion. So he's forsoothing, is he, in the water? Looks like he's forsoothing. Doing a bit of fortune telling. But it's still beautiful art, you've got to admit, you know, for this early period. You know, it's fantastical act. But like I said, you want to see, oh, yeah. Oh, and the dragon pops in. Oh, well, one can only guess what the arrangement is here. I thought I'd been a dragon. I thought I met an ugly woman. I don't know, whatever. Let's have a look. So the dragon comes for tea. Okay. And I don't know what they're having on the menu. He's doing the X code. Looks like he's talking. It's a bit like Elliot. Peter and the Dragon. Yeah, that dragon could talk. So, would you sign on my autograph, please? Yeah, give me 20 quid. Probably charge. So, you know, like the narratives, there's a million narratives flying on there, isn't it? Pope, yeah, man, he got arrested. See, as soon as I heard that narrative, I thought, yeah, right, the Pope wears a funny hat. That ain't going to happen. He's one of them. He's one of the bosses, isn't he? You know, they'll just probably kill 1 million people before they arrest Africa. Look at this guy. He's jumped off the tower or whatever. Maybe he's fallen from upstairs. And he's landed. Just head in the ground. He's David Bowie, the man who fell to earth. So somebody fell from the dome. They're locking up. I thought it was a unicorn. So obviously they're open for interpretation. You know, it's very trippy, the symbolic, right? So, you know, you can't really work it out because they're all completely insane, aren't they? It's all to do with crownies and orbs and scepters and a lot of sucking up. Yeah, just, to them all. And battles, because that's all you get in history books, is a lot of, you know, battles and royals and stuff. You don't get people in there. It's like, I can't imagine many of the truthers making future history books. Can you? Makes me giggle just thinking about it. So anyway, let's move on. Chivalric rights, okay, and another one for you. This is quite cool, okay. Apparently, this is to do with Jesus Christ stuff and the fall of Lucifer, okay, from Anglo-Norman. Okay, so early and it's Old Testament. This one is, well, that one there is scenes from the Old Testament, fall of Lucifer, creation to the death of Sol on. So let's check this out. Okay. So these are not as beautiful as the last ones. There's no doubt about it. Okay, can't actually find me on YouTube. Okay, he's got 4 angels happening now. No problem. Anything to do with any orbs at all? It might be standing upon an orb or concentric circles. Yes, concentric circles. In the lower circle is apparently Lucifer, who's got like face for his bits, and he's got his gang as well. So apparently, the fall of Lucifer in a depiction. Yeah, don't look very favourably, do they? For apparently the angel of light, God's favourite, is like looking like ass. Don't know what's going on, guys. So a deity in the animals, and they're all flying round him, holy in, and angels as well, holy in as well, because they do that, don't they? So anyway, anything dodgy going to go on? Okay, he's doing a bit of dominated poetry, and he falls asleep, and a kid just shows up. Be careful, fucking church will grab you. So what else we got here? Follow me. Is this Adam and Eve? Yes, it's Adam and Evage. Okay. So they got no clothes on. Good God's got clothes on. So I don't know what he's pointing at. It's probably a bit of a warning going on or something. So let's have a look. Oh, we find the orb. The resetting orb. And he's from Los Angeles. It's Los Angeles. It's not. It's Los Angeles. City of Angels. So a more demonic. So, okay. We can interpret this one. No problemo. Okay. So the snake who's round the tree, which is a real analogy for electromagnetic charge, tempts her with the knowledge, which is an apple. Okay. So she has a munch, and it's like thunder, lightning. No. I wanted all of that fruit on the tree so I could gaslight you motherfucking asses. You're not supposed to touch it. You're supposed to stay hungry and eat the bowl provided. But it's everywhere, Lord. Didn't it look so nice and smell so beautiful? I fucking told you. Keep off my fruit. I wanted to gaslight you. So anyway, they didn't listen to God's gaslighting, and they got cast out into the wilderness, apparently. Because that would suck, wouldn't it? Yeah. It's like being, sat in front of a £1/4 pound of, Afghani or something, and God saying, no, you can't fucking touch that, mate. Yeah, have a coffee. You're like, forever? Really? Yeah, it's sacred knowledge, guy. Yeah, it's cure for corona. So first you have to dig a hole and then put these clothes on. Clothes? Oh, we're naked. Shit, you can see us. Let's have a look. Excuse my language. Any young people watching? So this is like real Bible lessons. We can actually find out what really goes on in the Bible by looking at these earlier depictions, So here's Cain in his head in, as you would. Not very gianty, though. And I'll just hide him. We didn't burn him. Hide him, bury, and hope no one will ever know. Yeah, we all know. We all know for thousands of years after you got caught. Well, I had a Bible narrator following me around the entire time, writing it all down. Wonder how they actually got these stories. Oh, the scribes. So were they out there, like literally following these people around and finding out what's going on? So, oh, you got nice horns. So I'm not sure. Probably just, something to do with demonic possession. Build an ark. Okay, I'm getting to where we're at now. So people are saying in my comments, good idea to build an ark. Where would you go in America? Well, I go to the Ozarks if you come on top. Would I build an ark? Would I build a bunker? Bunkers are everywhere. They're under every city. Would I build an ark? Maybe pyramids, arks and stuff. If there was the resources and if there was time, just for backup, just in case. But not that I'm getting the message to build an ark. I thought it was months ago, but now it's gone to something else entirely. Oh, is this rabbits? No, I don't think it is rabbits. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Oh well. can't have it all now. Let's have a look now. I'm going to hang this rabbit in the tree. And then I'm going to basically punch its brains out with this hammer and chisel. This is so cruel. Touch, you got it. Don't think you're allowed to do that anymore. Don't touch your face. Don't pick your nose. If you're going to pick your nose, make sure it's your own. Okay? Don't eat your snot. And don't talk to anyone else. Okay? Stay away from everybody. Don't hug. Literally, don't talk to anyone else ever again until you die sad and lonely sitting in your poo. Okay? That's what they want. You're big, aren't you? You're small, aren't you? So I'm guessing Adamski at age Lusto is a big guy. It's hard to say in this day and age. They're always pointing up, in there. I think they're telling us about the water. There's Moses, found in a basket. Funny that, isn't it? Moses found in a basket. Imagine that basket going down the river and a baby in it. Jesus fucking Christ. You'd be in terrible trouble if you found a baby in a basket in this day and age. Oh, look, copper, found baby in a basket. You're fucking nit, mate. What? Strange times indeed. I'm going to chop its head off. So as you can see, a lot of this book is to do with not very nice subject matter. There's a lot of death. There's a lot of people doing rubbish stuff. A lot of bossing round. Okay. And then history progresses. And I don't think they do very, very well. So, basically, I don't think at this stage of the game, the reset can actually be denied, because the fact remains, we're in one. Okay, let's move on to another strange Middle Ages text. I will share all of these. This is fantastic. This is plotting, okay, eclipses in, apparently, the first half of the 15th century, okay, which is a table of eclipses in the sun and the moon, which is 500-year-old. Now, so they predicted the waxing and waning and eclipses, I guess. So this is the eclipses. Times, dates, mathematical precision, apparently, and all marked out. So I was thinking, because calendar changes and everything. If you could find in, we only got Wikipedia, but if they could say there was a certain eclipse at a certain time at this period, we could maybe find out if any of this is true and if any of the records or if anything they've ever told us is true. Something to correspond with. So I thought that was really interesting, especially as a flat earther. And this now, so any young people watching, sorry, okay, but this is educational. It says Life of Christ, okay, so I'm not sure if this is actually Jesus Christ's medical procedures. I certainly hope not. So let's take a look at this, okay, what sort of thing they do in the medieval era. So I'm guessing, this isn't Jesus. This is just basically, might be Jesus, but he's getting crucified in a building. So force something through someone's toes. What else you got? I can't really tell what she's diagnosed with. This guy, I don't know what he's been diagnosed with, guys, but check it out. Okay. He's like, get a lot of this. But the next one who comes in with the red coat on, he's like, I'm not feeling very well. Mine's dripping. We'll sort that out later. Just lay down. This one, he's got something going on with his as well. Okay. And she's a big nurse, though, this girl, isn't she? The one at the clap clinic. This one's suffering with basically a set of very swollen gnoidals. So, yeah, like I said, guys, it's highly trippy time in the medieval period. It's difficult to put your finger on. But you can see they have got some problems with their health in the medieval period. Look at mine. Wow, it poked me in the eye. She's got fingers missing. Yeah, it doesn't look very well, but I think they probably have a cure for it, or not, as the case may be. So yeah, strange medical procedures. Let's see what these people get on to in the medieval era. Okay. So, okay. So something to do with the body. Not quite quite sure. Maybe some piles or something. This one's got something sticking out of his side. Another set of massive bollards. Oh dear, what's that one? I think that might be a female. Oh, let's just force or pull this baby out. I'm sure that's a bit of mummification going on. Feeding people into the giant beast, that's always a done thing in this period. So, wow, how very, very weird and trippy. Do you think there's something wrong with them all at this period? I just think, like, because it's different resetters and different people. So, onwards. I mentioned just now, my friend who was in chat now, who was just a soldier. She had a beautiful dog for years. And this is her Mercy. She was absolutely love. Just pure love. The softest beast ever in the realm. There she is there. Very, very beautiful and loved animal. And she died yesterday. Really, really sad. Really sad. So, really gutted about that. There she is there. Mercy taking her last little walk up to the pearly gates of doggy heaven, which she definitely would have gone to because she was absolutely beautiful animal. She hardly killed anything. No, other dogs. No, not really. She's got to be careful. But yeah, not beautiful. So, I know. No, sad, isn't it? Love animals. Hey ho. Anyway, onwards and upwards, guys. Really sad. I don't want to post anymore. Anyway, let's have a look at some images of the day. We got some of these and lots to think about. And we're moving on because I got quite a bit to show you. I know, it's so horrible, isn't it? Beautiful. Sorry. I know nothing gets to people and dogs, you know. Just, So let's move on. So from what I can see here, guys, moving on, okay, that was just a strange medieval section to basically lighten things up after I told you, you know, the terrifying truth of it all, and with overwhelming evidence. This is 1862, so it's a really early photograph, you know, it's only like 20 years after its supposed invention. Puerto del Sol, okay, is a city in Spain. And again, bunco booths going on, and what appears to be skeleton crews doing work, and nobody in the population. Every single thing is shut, and vanilla skies, nothing going on. And the world to Tataria. So I'm really weirded out about trams. There's something going on with trams because, you know, a lot of cities are electrified early, aren't they, with these electric trams, you know, and you know, this appears to have an overhead cable here, like if it's electric. Yeah, it's got horses pulling it. So what's the score, guys? Why would it be on an electric cable? You can see that, can't you? Yeah. Don't cry, Danielle. I know it's upsetting, love. I'm really sorry, but you know, she was worth it. She's worth a trip. She was just such a beautiful animal. So here's another one in Madrid. Now I looked into Madrid yesterday, blew my head off. Just, you know, I've looked at lead atlases and photographic collections of posted on Flat Earth British. This is a fantastic city. Look at this for a complex of Tartarian red brick building. It's really fantastic place. But again, you know, Madrid is by here we have the electric tram, no problem, but the cable seems to be going a lot higher. These seem to be cold. Is that possible in Madrid? But yeah, again, you know, the side of this building, you know, the mud going up, damage on the side, but you can see columns going up. You know, the older world. Excuse me, that's that Russian photograph again of that generator with the mud all upside, still there. Just amazing evidence. Amazing. A Greek or a Roman or a Phoenician or a Bacchusite, okay, who's got moobs. Moobs, you find that a lot. So I've always been intrigued. I used to read a lot of like listen to a lot of Terence McKenna, listen to a lot of him, and even Watts, Alan Watts, and other people, philosophers. So I started really being interested about the lamas of Tibet and their abilities. And in my brain, I thought, well, if they can do it, I can do it. That's what I thought, and that's what I think, and that's what I really do think. And I think it's very possible. All these things they can do, we can do. So it would appear that this monk has put an indentation of his feet in wood using the power of his brain, or his mind, or his body. Okay, they can make themselves hot, they make themselves cold, they can project themselves in 2 or 3 places at the same time, and unbelievable skills that they can have in this realm. They basically defy the matrix, and they have learned how to put their body out of sync through vibrational qualities enough to be able to allow them to do such things. So, silly sausages of the Victorian era. Is this something to do with Masonicism? I don't know. This is Nicholas, by the look of him. Okay, Tsar Nicholas, the dead. It would appear, right? See, I'd be really tempted to kick one of their legs away, because if you kick his leg by there, all you'd have to do is touch it by there. He'd go down, they'd all go down. Just for a laugh, guys. Humour wouldn't hurt them anyway, much. Anyway, so let's have a look at this beautiful image from Shroppi of an American city, which I knew to be New York City. New York City. So many mysteries with this city, isn't there? I found a terrific collection of old maps. Now, I thought I found the earliest map of Manhattan a year or so ago when I posted about beaver dams and Manhattan looking like a beaver. I found older again, and the earliest I've found, I will post them on my next post because we have too much to post. So this is Baalbek, okay, and it is buried columns. I would say they are half buried in the mud. So it's a fantastically big city, okay, and just in obviously the face is worn off, the body's worn off, but you can still see that this woman is, or whatever it is rising up from the water. So apparently these are Phoenicians, they will tell you, when you search them. But what they got, models of the Phoenician, is gold leaf on their heads, which I propose to be electrum. I think this very conductive type of special gold was used on, I think, obelisks, pyramids, and technology of old. And I think it was used on happy hat technology as well, as the Phoenicians got. So, sorry it's a rough image, but what it is showing you is early America and finding this stone with an anomalous language on it. I've got another photograph a little bit clearer, which I propose to be Phoenician. There it is. So this is historical Dayton rock on Taunton River, Taunton, Massachusetts. And they found this rock with this undecipherable language, which looks very similar to the same language we see in Tataria or Siberia. Would you not agree? So tomorrow is a big day. It's the inauguration, isn't it? So we got the army in, apparently evacuated Washington, bullshit, whatever. What is going to happen? I'll tell you what will happen. Sweet fuck all. Birds will still be tweeting when you open the window in the morning. But it's going to keep everyone's mind occupied, don't you know? Because you need something to keep the people's minds occupied from the bullshittery that is happening. So I can't stand politics because I know, and people, truthers, should know by now that they are actors for greater powers. And politics is bullshit because Democrat, Republican, Conservative, Labour, they may be on different sides of the fence, but they're all the same fucking club and they all drink together and they are all two sides of a Hegelian dialectic. Don't you know? So this is an old picture. Apparently Booth is here. Okay, he's going to basically shoot Lincoln in a couple of days. But here's an inauguration, basically meet. And what you get is a lot of North American Indians, or real Americans, or what they're called is Native Americans. So the delegation of Native Americans, these looks from different tribes, I would say. It's like the warriors, isn't it? Maybe they're going to have Cyrus. For a little piece of turf. And here's the Americans invading Russia, which they did, okay, in early 1900s. And they got like really weird tech going on. I have done a post about this a little while in the past. You may be surprised if you didn't know. Yes, America invaded Russia and had giant battles in Siberia. And there's talk of giant Russian generals they were taking on. So we think in the Middle Ages that they were using chainmail for electromagnetic protection. Nice big chest plate to cover your basically your essentials, your heart and your lungs, isn't it? And you know, whatever's you. So you can Google now in the modern day electromagnetic protection, and you can buy chainmail, because chainmail will protect you from a zap or electricity. Okay, so you know, it's a bit of a square. And the Faceless Knight is also like a little bit like the Vajra, isn't it? You know, the two opposing Tauruses, electromagnetic. The way it's been set out here, although he's got two like active fasces type things on his shield here and two actual fasces, or one actual fasces, excuse me, and standard, they also look identical to a Vajra. You see Zeus holding one. I'll show you some depictions later where they're holding them as well. But you do get the Gorgon on that one. So what kind of cannon shoots square cannonballs? Bring me a square cannonball. I want to see one. Bring me a photo of a square cannonball. I want to see a square cannonball. I've got one, have you? So I think it's safe to presume that this thing did something else. What could it do? Well, I'm guessing you could have put a load of knives and forks down it and, you know, exploded that at people. But I don't think this is a cannon because it's square. Yeah, it's square. So I think it's something else. I don't know. It looks like Coral Castle, but it's not. It's a version in Russia. I can tell by the people. And it's, I don't know if it's coral or what, but it's fantastic. It's beautiful. Pretty cool, isn't it? Scatter cannon. Well, I was thinking that, Robert Decker, scatter cannon, because they did use shots, didn't they? You know, for spray. So maybe just shot, but you would need some sort of projectile pushed in, and you can't even use the things you push a projectile down with. Look at that mud flooders here, bricked up windows. So this is the Boston Fire Service, and they've got themselves a spanky new fire machine. You're going to need that because the entire city's going to burn down shortly. That'll do nothing. Don't cry, Angel. Things will be okay. Nah, they won't be. Not for you. Not for you. So this Angel's got a bit of an attitude as well, haven't he? They all have, really. He's got a baseball bat. He's got a baseball bat. He's going to have you. Here's another Angel. Might be a deity. And he's on resetting comet number 3. So I'm guessing they got like, you know, a selection. You know, maybe this is the 3rd reset. You got the Piper, the Chem Clouds, the other Piper. You have people sinking in said mud. Would you not agree? Neck. Other people dying here and running, and a lot of carnage. So I'm thinking resetting ball number 3. Okay, there they ride on. This one. Okay. So this is a fantastic alchemical image. Let's have a look here. It's got a papal hat. And you always see a lot of these strange balls. So she's weird, isn't she? She's got like a dragony bottom. The top bit looks awesome, but the bottom bit looks terrible. So the guy there, I don't know who he is. He's puking up. So a couple of people in the boat. And them strange Phoenician whales we always see. So why do you need a boat when you're a fish? No, say, because you could swim in the water like Aquaman, you know? Don't con us. Yeah, you're either a merman, a mermaid, or you're not. So fire-breathing rams, lions, and another animal, which is a definite analogy for fash ace, I would suggest, or tech. So back to this chick who's on the resetting ball. She's got a chain in her hand. She's got a chain in the other hand. What are they attached to? And again, always the chemtrail, because where are the Phoenicians? They're in the water. in the clouds hiding. The information is all in the water. So apparently, back in the day, okay, if you were a really naughty girl, okay, look at the faces on these things, they're not even real. They bricked you up in a wall, so that you just be bricked up in a wall. So I think that's really shit. I wonder how many people got bricked up in the old days. Just wait till they go and punch you through. It's only soft combo. What about this, right? So in this beautiful artwork, okay, which is basically a pre-Raphaelite, this is what this lady gets up to, and the people of this era, because they've got nothing to do all day, is, oh, I'm so tired with my tapestry. Sit around all day doing tapestries with beautiful flowers, lovely food and everything else, because they got really nice. She's having a little nap, in fact. What about the big glass mirror thing, guys? Can anybody see this? Black mirror, two people looking in at her. And I don't think they're reflecting back this way. I think they're in it. Like a Skype call, like we've talked about many times. But it's a black mirror, guys. And that's the emphasis of the picture. And she's asleep. I know. You also see these mirror effects in so many alchemical depictions. This lady looks like she got a touch of the Janus. So she's standing in water, as she would. She's got a serpent, as she would. Okay, a lot of people think there might be a reptilian theme to it all. I don't think so myself, because of that King Shill, King of the Isle of Wight, says so. So I'll go against anything that one says, and I'll be in good stead. So yeah, she's looking into one of those as well. And here is another Phoenician mirror. So mirrors we often think about because they are portals. There's a certain words, certain things you can do to open these things. And there's another world behind them. In fact, that world in the mirror could be the real world. We might not be in it at all. And not only that, the other world outside of here, because this place is big, okay, I feel is really, really big. But the people they bring in, okay, from outside, the arrivals, okay, excuse me, are completely different people from another realm. And I think that they are in the real world. And I think where we are now is a dream, an illusionary world, if you like. And nothing is really real in this place unless you make it real. Like what we do on Flight with British. It's like the never-ending story, isn't it? Everything we... Whoa! Yeah, double-barrel penis, guys. There's a whole new terminology into the word splat, doesn't it? So apparently you go into the battlefield with a stiffy, because apparently, you know, bloodlust and all that. But you can protect it. So, yeah. Epic. Phoenicians coming in. There's some guy on a mast here. I'm not sure who he is, the master, but one thing I can tell you is everywhere else got covered in skeletons. I said that wrong, but I'm going to keep it the way I say it because I like my way of saying skeletons. Toulouse in France has got some strange technologies going on. So this early picture, apart from the entrance again, has two pillars, which you usually always get. And it definitely has electric lighting, but they have this thing there on the roof. So really, really good picture. I wonder what the tram's running on. Electricity. So we got, why we got electric cables overhead if they're being used? If the horses are dragging them. It says exposition on that post there, guys. It says exposition. Can you see that? Exposition right there. Exposition. Why have they got cables up and they're pulling them with the horses? Maybe some companies had electric cable and the other companies had horse. That's not making sense. It's hurting my Brian. So this is what they were really getting up to. I found this in one of those basically medieval books I was just showing you. You'll find it when I link it up. Which they showed you what these cats actually get up to, guys. And it's electricity. So shield, electric sword, zappity, zappity. And it gives you the actual real use of a scepter. Well, the Queen got one of them. And an orb. kings and queens have them. That gives them their power. So, you know, I think that's hard evidence, and it's from, you know, Middle Ages document that that's what they were really doing. Not stabby, stabby, okay, because that makes no sense. More zappy, zappy, because that makes perfect sense, because it's got chainmail on. So apparently in the old days, guys, yeah, in the medieval period of 1608, okay, you can go for a rip up and down the beach on these massive cats, which are fantastic. The wind catches them, they can go up to 70 miles an hour, but I wouldn't like accidentally stand in front of one because they haven't really got brakes, and you just get splattered and killed outright. Probably, maybe not, but I wouldn't mind to go on one. I think it's fantastic. Just saying. Tataria, look at this flipping building. This one's in Spain also. And just looking at it for the size of the people. Bunko booth there, bunko booth there. At 12:30, but it's a mud flooded building. But some sort of church, maybe. So even this, you know, this pottery figure, or this figure from same period, I'm thinking this is 18th century. She's got this same thing with this like mirror in her chest, but it's like glass, and she's pointing at it, or he's pointing at it. What does it mean, and what is it? Yeah. So how many of you watching? 580 odd you and people on Facebook. Thanks for joining, guys, on Tuesday. I don't know what day it is. They're all morphing into one these days. So I reckon this was beautiful. I'm Estonian, and when I was a kid, I used to go to Estonian camps, and they always used to play basically a harmonica type thing, basically a squeeze box, an accordion. That was an accordion, and I'll do this funny Russian dancing. It was fantastic. But I'd imagine this sounding pretty fantastic. The bellows blows the music through the pipes, and there's probably some music in there, because it's like a little harpsichord thing going on. So I reckon that would have been awesome. So, thinking of four angels, electromagnetic technology, I think this is Tartarian tech. Now, this could be a portable generating unit you could have in your house. Maybe you didn't even need it wired. I'm thinking because of four angels, resonance technology, electromagnetically charged, this would cause toroidals, and at the top, for basically that convergence point, which would drag it back down for charge. So, I'm thinking that is a device for creating charge in your house. And there's another one. Okay. So these things would definitely vibrate, wouldn't they? They're like half bells or little bells. So, Tata tech, four angel tech, I think, for generating electricity portable wise in your home, maybe. Here's another one. Same nesting technology, same thing on top. So, I don't think they're ornamental. I think they were actually in use. And a brain splat of color. Okay, can you taste that? I can. I can taste like opal fruits or sunburst. I can taste the pineapple-y one and the strawberry one mixing in with the other flavors. Can you taste that? Yeah, me too. Yeah, I know. I taste colors. Yes, I know. Other people do too. Lady told me in my comments. So I don't know, but like, what all I can say is that that's made in China. Yeah, don't put me near it. I don't care if it's hundreds of years old. It will break, and I won't do it deliberately. Yeah, and I never do anything, you know, carnage-wise, actually deliberately. Pineal gland on top of that. Yeah, everyone who's been killed in the past, it's pure accidental. Joke. Anyway, look at this thing. Is that in water? Difficult to say. So yeah, the Russians. Okay, let's have a look at your cool stuff. No, it's the Turks. Okay, you got cool stuff too. But all I wanted to check out was this gate and this strange gantry overhead. Now, look at that for a fantastic gate. Nice architecture too. So a bit like I don't know what's going on here. I think in the fat gets the flame going in antiquity. Look at the shock on their face. You know, a bit like, you know. Not that I've ever done this, but I've heard of people doing it. It's exploding little nuclear bomb fats in the bath. So basically, if you get a bubble fat in the bath and you put a flame to it, you get like a little nuclear mushroom cloud. I obviously have never done that, but I've heard of people doing it. So I think this is along lines with that, you know, like a bubble fat. Starting a fire with a fart, unless this kid can actually, if it is a kid, shoot flames out of his ass. Like the Rod Stewart video, She Got Flames, which was absolutely brilliant, by the way, now I'm thinking of it. So, Asian mappage, Tartaria, okay. Siberia, Tartary, okay. Jam-packed, right, smack bang, I should say, next to America land, which unfortunately is not there at the moment, because it's all under the mud, as you can see, okay. It is mud, deltas. Where's Oregon? It's not there, is it? Okay, but what we have got is an island California fixed, but above island California, up here, where it was fixed, is now a giant lake. So that would be the area of British Columbia, and then up to Oregon is not there because it doesn't exist, because it's all mud and lakes in this map. Okay, in this map. Of 1752, I-752. So very recently. So I've got maps earlier than this, which actually show all of this, not here, and just a big blank space. But this one's got it mapped. And what it does show is this half of Alaska and America is non-existent. It's all muddy and deltas and waterways and not there at all. Intrigued? Isn't it? That's a lot of America underwater there, guys. So, why didn't we have these in school? We had the radiators there, exactly the same. One of them exploded once in the classroom when I was a kid. We all got covered in hot water. They had to send us home. It was epic. So you can power your heater by radium, and you can basically warm your plates. I bet it tastes beautiful in there, warmed like that through. In a radiator heater. So yeah, why did they not have them? Because it still gives off heat, and it's fantastic, I think. So this was the true scope of Tataria at this period of, it doesn't say. Okay, great. But regardless, it's an old map, but it will show you most of the upper continent of Asia, all the way up to Lapland, and the borders of probably by Moscow is all. Oh no, Moscow's in Tataria at this stage, guys. There's Muscovy is part of Tataria at that stage. Stop short down by here, and China's not in it as well. What's that? Barbaria. Is it Bahia? There's Barbaria there. I'm sure it is. But yeah. So that is the true extent. We have a bit of America showing on this, maybe in Russian. It says America in this map. So it might be a bit later, but it shows you the extent of Tataria was most of the world. So can't give you the exact location of this melted building, what it looks like with columns. But if you just think, oh, that's not a melted building, I think that's safe to presume that's a melted wheel out there in the desert, wouldn't you? So, ancient technologies. Right. Another picture. Don't know what's going on or what the narrative is. Electric cable cars, but what you do find is, electric trams. There's a lot of destruction in the background. I don't know what's going on, but the emphasis of this photograph is this guy. He seems to be talking on his mobile phone. Got his hand up to his ear, and there's a device or something in his hand. So we know they're Skype in the 20s. We know they're doing it, international camera calls as early as the First World War. So I think it's safe to presume they had some sort of communications. Nothing new under the sun. So this building, it's got its roof missing. Okay, can't tell you the exact circumstances of said fire, but what it will show you is an overwhelming amount of aerials on their roofs. So were they getting HTV? Were they getting BBC? Were they getting the television? Were they getting anything other than charge? I don't know. They're probably watching like shit. They probably had soaps. So London Electrical Car Cab Company. So back in Lambeth, back in the day, guys, okay? You know, they're half handsome carriages, horseless carriages. Before, like, really the petrol car, we had electric before. But as you know, the bullshit narrative, like everything else, of fossil fuels, a self-replicating embryonic solution, dirty water, probably the blood of the Tartars, to operate these cars, which I do feel is blood of the Tartars. Anyway, so yeah, they're a massive electrical car company in London in the past, and this is the sort of thing they can have. No, I would have one of them now, because I think it's fantastic. So that is literally a horseless carriage, because you've got a proper carriage, but yeah, in the front, proper electric thing, like them spazzy scooters the old people go on around today. Yeah, just like them. Look at this one. It's an electric houtier. So it's almost like a horse and carriage, but it's literally electric. Isn't that fab? No petrol, electric. Where are they charging it up? Good question. The historical narrative is so off. It's a crying fucking shame. What's that date? I thought that was a date. Excuse me. I thought it was 1600. That would have been very interesting. So here's another one of Toulouse in France again. Absolutely beautiful. Colorized image. You got some high wires there. I wonder what these are for. From there to there. Must be the telephone before the car. That's rather beautiful. This is beautiful too. I don't know. It's just, I don't know where this honfleur is. This honflower. But they got this. And I thought it was a really interesting building. I've seen something like it down in Devon not long ago. It's like a little castle thing. It's made into a restaurant. And you had these, I was thinking, well, what would be the purpose of these little, these castlements on the side? So whatever this building was, it's not now. Greco-Romano arch. Really fascinating building there. It's got an atmosphere. I can't really put my finger on it. There's something about it. Probably the different styles of stone and its age. Really cool though. So this is a picture of a square in Petersburg. So is this a case of people naturally taking their path through the geometrics of this place? Now, I know it's that people walk across fields and they'll all use the same, path, over ages. I'm using some of the paths across fields I've been using for since I was a teenager. And other people use exactly the same paths across fields. They're designated by everybody, a conscious decision. So is this literally a conscious decision? Because they've indirectly cut out what looks like a pentagram, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is that natural? Bursting forth out of the ether technology? Maybe they did it subconsciously rather than it laid out, because it just seems in the snow. Interesting nevertheless, I thought. And look at that, just the tiles under this veranda, just under it when you look up. A bit ostentatious, eh? Beautiful though. So I've given you a picture of this. This is in Madrid, and it's a giant building, and first thing that comes apparent is the size of the tiny people compared to it, huge doors compared to it. I've showed you this basically in the 1800s. This building, it's fantastic, massive compared to the people. So Jimi Hendrix, down and out, now, down and out, down and out, now, down and out, now. Hang on. Jimi Hendrix came to Cardiff, did a couple of gigs, yeah. Basically, there's an island which I can't get on because I have tried in Rove Park in Cardiff, where Jimi Hendrix spent the night, because trippers go on the island and just hang out. He spent the night, yeah, had a trip, thought Cardiff was fantastic, and they named an island after him. So in Cardiff, we got a Jimi Hendrix island. How fantastic is that? Yeah, I want to buy that island. In fact, I want to live on it. I want to live on that island. I'm going to just be there. So I don't know, but I think it's basically contortionists, Russian contortionists. I find very, very unusual. But I'm basically double jointed. I can bend into all sorts. I can't do that. That'd be interesting. Imagine walking down the shops like that. But yeah, they're really unusual contortionists. Look at that. Like, how she bend How could you do that? I don't know. But yeah, I'm double jointed. I could do stuff like that. So this is a Roman helmet, or so they say. Okay, but it looks like it's Arabic. That looks like Arabic to me. But what about the stones on top? It's like Davros on Doctor Who. It's technology, isn't it? Probably organized or something. So nobody wanted to see this Roman. He smashed his face off. What's it made of then? Okay, it is what looks like to be maybe stone. Yes. So how did they get that finish on the stone? It's not concrete. How did they get that finish like that on the stone? How did they polish the stone if it's like that? Makes you think. How can you get that forehead with the chisel from that grain? Or the hair? How is that even possible? It just blows the mind. So what you're witnessing here with these two ring things is they're from the ship of Caligula. Evil Caligula the Roman, apparently evil, had a crazy big ship, and these are taken off of it. They were found. So I can't imagine the size of his ship, and they must have been on the masts maybe. But Caligula the Phoenician. So this is just a random wall in the countryside. I found it fascinating because of its width. It's just there. There's nothing else around it. And they've put this stone and they've backfilled it. What, maybe 15 foot, maybe thick. So they put an LOL on it. So, what's in the viewer today? What do you want to watch, man? We've got Amazon. We've got Antiquitech. We can watch the future and see how they're doing. What's it say on there? Tavaris. Savalis? I don't know. So these are off Caligula's, the Roman emperor's ship also. So it must have been a fantastic ship, whatever it was like. So they got bits of it left, or so they say. Okay, so tell me, please tell me that is not mud flooded. It's buried. Half the building is missing, half the arch, and there's the mud at the side of the building. So how do you think that happened? I'm just saying, it looks like a whole lot of mud coming and buried that building. A giant skeleton. So I think this is the leg, obviously, the ball joint. And I don't think this is shopped either, to be honest with you, because it looks like it belongs there. So I would say that these two men, maybe Russian, have dug up the remnants of a giant's thigh bone. Is what it looks like. It looks authentic to me, and I found it in a collection as well, which is less likely to be photoshopped. It's in them Russian collections I've been going through. So I think that's real, and I think that's a ka-ching, is what I think. I really do. And you see these all over the place in Russia as well, these things. And do you know what they remind me of? You ever seen Time Machine with a Mordor? Yeah? They go underground through one of these on the film The Time Machine to get to the Mordor, who are eating everybody, by the way. So, kilns, ways to the underground, where they are mud flooded, so they do go deeper. Food for thought. So this was in a church. I thought this was interesting. Chaos Gamma. I'm not sure. But it's the sort of Jesuit flame. And then the arms and the legs are giving you the all-seeing eye in the middle. So who the fuck is Big Brother anyway? Who the fuck are the who? Who are you? Yeah. Why is the whole of everybody got to do what they fucking say? Since when did we sign our lives away to these bastards and say that you can do what you want with us? We want our life back. We want all of our plane back, and we want you lot gone. The axe will fall. Go now before it's too late for you. Powers with the people. We're taking it back this year. So I would say that's a whole lot of architecture melted together, wouldn't you say? There seems to be a window melded into this building here, wouldn't you say? Meltage. So we don't do fear. Anyway, what's the point in being scared? Anyway, what's everyone scared of? Don't even know what reality really is, but we're getting an inkling by the fact that when you intend something without doubt, it actually happens. So I think that's safe to presume that this place is malleable and this place is truly ours. Okay, powers with the people. We manifest this reality. They just worked out how to manipulate it from us. We take it back. So multivajra. So imagine that thing active. And some beautiful Phoenician ornamentations for candles maybe, but it was always out of the seashell, the Venus thing going on. But I bet they're priceless. Again. So these things talked about on Flat Earth British and associated channels many, many, many times. These crazy big institutions, or asylums, orphan asylums, prisons, hospitals, they have all names. No matter where you are, it could be Cardiff, it could be Melbourne, you could be in Massachusetts, you could be anywhere and they all look identical. But in this one, there's nothing happening outside because it's all mud and nothing going on. It's built a giant civilization thing like that. It's crazy. They do it all the time. Energy harvesting, like I said, I think I got a link was given to me by Google Drive. I think it's safe to link here, where you'll be able to download 2 free energy gathering building pamphlets. Okay, and here you can see aerostat in the early period in this tower transferred to this apparatus, which is collecting electricity. Can't give you a date on that, but I can see that it is relatively early. Excuse me. There's also a balloon in the air up there. So yeah, they were collecting charge, electricity in that picture. So this dude, Malcolm Monroe, okay, that's an incredibly big diamond. So she was a masker. So a lot of the people, like, you know, I used to think they were okay, like pop stars wise and shit, like I do anymore. You know, I think they're okay. But I'm just saying, they're all like a babos, man. They all got masks on. Even the coolest of them are like just little bitches for the man. If I can believe any of them. So this was apparently the top of the Eiffel Tower. Now, last night I watched with my son, because of clues about the Eiffel Tower, yeah, Rush Hour 3 with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, and it was fucking hilarious. And basically they were running around this place and it was really big inside, and there's a lot of, you know, clues about the Eiffel Tower, and this was all the stuff on the top. Scientific apparatus, 300 meters, you've got this array and attachments of telephony antennas. So she was definitely a television mast as well. So I'm wondering what the size of that building must have been to have an arch, or an arch top, excuse me, a column top that big. And what lifted that up and put it on that stone? I wonder. Is the same site? Look like a couple of Turks up there. So deep in the mud is this civilization. Okay, there's a few remnants above, but when you dig down, that's how big or deep the columns go, the Greco-Romano columns. About 30 foot into the mud to their base. Exactly the depth of the last mud flood. New York, so good they named it twice. That might not be. Yes, it is. So check this building out. It's like a church, and it's got a massive antenna on top. I don't know the name of it. It's fantastic, though. So somebody made this for me, Flat Earth British picture, and I think what he's done, he's photoshopped me. I think it might be on Keanu Reeves. I think he might be making me look like John Wick. Which ain't all that bad, because John Wick rocks. So I don't know what to make of that. What do you think, guys? Yeah, it's not good, is it? I know. That would not be the look for me, would it? Nonce! It does. It's cash. Fucking hell. So let's have a look at this. This is from the French. And the clue is in this, I think, is you get different counties or different parts of France bringing art into this place, which has a boy king, I think. So it's, here, check my painting. Here, check my building I bought made out of matchsticks. I've got a chair leg. And, oh, look, I've got this. And so they're all queuing to show him their shit that they've made. Okay, another almanac. Okay, another almanac. So they make many of these king's almanacs, and they showed you all of the crap that they make for the king. It's got a B on that. Mississippi. Mississippi. This is the Mississippi. And my double S I double P R, Mississippi. And here's another one. Let's have a look at this one. Here's another almanac. Slightly different, but not. It's the same, just a different colour. I thought it was different. It is. It's a different colour. So, plumbers crack camouflage. Now, I think that's a genius idea, although it's still making me violently feel a bit sick, probably because of the hairs on her breasts. But I seen a thing on Instagram where women will do necklace modelling, and they use the butt cheeks of blokes, yeah, as sort of duper's delight. So it's like, you know, when you're looking at like this necklace on a chick, like, oh, that necklace looks like, oh, look at them jugs. You're looking at a man's ass crack, just to be clear, to duper's delight in your face. Be careful. So when I was a kid, this is Ely Bridge in Cardiff, where I live. And when I grew up, we had trolley buses, which were these. They were electric. They got rid of them when I was about 5. Terrible weather, a bit like today, yeah. But what used to happen, they used to uncouple, and the driver had to come out of his driving thing and couple it back on again. You used to have to wait ages, and it keep all the traffic going, as you can see here. So yeah, that happens all the time on the way to town when I was a kid. When I found this photograph, it was pure blast from the past. So I don't know, it's just a terrifically big column in Russia. And talking of terrifically big columns, here's a Corinthian arch. Okay, I can't give you the exact destination, but I'm guessing it's probably Russia. And this guy's going to jet wash it off. So the size of the pillars definitely scream St. Petersburg to me. But guys, how and why did they build something so big? St. Petersburg and some of these cities in Russia are indeed built for giants. And I think that is clear evidence that this is the case. Look at the size of it, guys. He's got a dot to it. This. What would have been the size of this building with this Corinthian top? What would have been the size of that building? The giants. It's like a dot, men are like dots to it. Why are so many people really sad, man? We're living in a fake environment with fake food, fake news, and fake people, and it's slowly poisoning our souls. So I really feel sorry for the children. Can you imagine them growing up in this time now with no freedoms like we had, guys? You know, the things we used to do. Fucking hell. They can't do any of that anymore. They will never know what it's like to be remotely free. Yeah? Can't imagine things like pop festivals and cool stuff happening ever again. Anyway, this is San Francisco, the fire, the event, the earthquake, whatever they call it, the reset. So obviously, the first thing that draws to your attention is the guy with his arm in his coat, which would signify he is a Freemason. So they told us everything that was going to go down this year, guys, back in 2012. Okay, in the Olympic Games in London opening ceremony, they were insane, and they showed us everything. They showed us these crazy fucking nurses. They showed us their crazy fucking insulting dances, which is infuriating. And they showed us plague coming in. They showed us plague attacking children. They showed us orphans in endless beds. Oh, it was just so fucking sinister. And I think the people who were involved in this, the people like Russell Brand and Kenneth Branagh and all that, I think that they're definitely got big fucking karma coming their way for doing that. Evil, nasty shit. Telling everybody the plan that is coming. Everything that's happening now is in there, and it doesn't really, you know, end on that. The narrative goes a bit deeper. So, oh, yes, globe believer. And the Earth is a ball, and you're in outer space. Sure. So we find that a lot. Spending years with that problem. Sorry to insult you if you believe you're not spinning ball, but you know. Research flat Earth, and you're going to find out the truth is that a globe is impossible. Space is, in fact, impossible. You can have a vacuum outside of a pressure system, so defying the second law of thermodynamics. You can have it both ways. And anyway, all science, in my Brian, is evil. Fucking evil. So that's the pineal gland that's kept in the Vatican. Apparently, the one that's on display was kept in some sort of housing in the past. They know all about the pineal gland, the Catholic Church, you know all about this place, the way we perceive our reality and the projection of it all. And they know it all. They know it all. That's why they do all that black magic. So, arches and wells. Well. So, there's another one dug out of the mud. You don't look too happy. It's in a funny pose for a statue as well. You know, what is that pose? It's like I've just been buried in mud pose, isn't it? What about these crazy cats? I don't know what's going on with cliff goats, but I think it's really, really fucking stupid and trippy. So what if they got super glue on their feet? Guys, look. They're stuck on the side of a cliff. Look at this. Look at this. Pray tell, guys, come on. Alva Billy, have you ever seen anything like it in your life? What about you, Matt? I'll get in contact with you soon, Matt. I've just been up the wall with all of the juicage. I was just haven't had time to basically do anything, really. Russell Brandt. Yeah, he's a snide, he is. I got a feeling, like most people like that I say I'm going to bump into, I usually do bump into. So I think that's going to be the case there as well. So that'll be good. So I think they rock anyway, and they're fucking stupid. They fall off, die. So do you see this prick? Excuse my language. No, it's Armageddon. Fuck it. So Baba, yeah, Netanyahu, okay, he had an injection like all them other motherfuckers. So you need a mask for protection, but you don't need to wear gloves when you're injecting him with the water. Look at him. Look at his face. Yeah. He's smiling. He's laughing. The motherfucker's not having nothing. I know what I'd like for him to have. Yeah. But I won't say because the Mossad probably fucking kick me in the face with a sweaty foot to send the Zohan. So these guys, this is a nice photograph. I like this one. People digging out what looks to be a railway, but the railway in fact does seem to be a little bit below ground level, okay, because this guy's standing up, so I would say a couple of feet maybe below ground level. But you know, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They're digging this shit, you know, that they're laying it for the first time. But what about that cable there? What about the size of that cable? Now, if you know about electrics, guys, if that cable is electric, then what kind of voltage? You've seen electric trains, you've seen tunnels, you've seen, you know, the electric that comes down from these 5G arrays, etc., and then nothing on that. That is a lot of power for that period. I don't even think there's cars around there. It's just horse and carriages. Yeah, it makes you think, doesn't it, guys? He got a bit dirty, that guy, didn't he? So I like work like this. I miss grafting, you know, digging stuff and laying stuff. Honest here. So yeah, which vaccine did you take? Don't say it 3 times. I know. So this is what fucking pisses me off. They're spending billions of dollars on vaccines that don't exist. Yeah, guys, listen. Vaccines, right? They take donkey's years for animal testing and a rollout for human testing. And then, you know, it's a delicate operation of getting it off to the people. It takes years, and you can't get a cure for the flu because I live in a city where they've been looking for the cure for the common cold and flu for the last 100 years or something, and they found absolutely nothing because they say, and always have said, that there's no cure for the common cold or flu. Have they not? Have they not? Listen, guys, space rockets, yeah. Foolishness. Going up to what? They're going fucking nowhere. They're just milking everybody. Yeah, well, people like this suffer. Okay? It's fucking disgusting, this place. So disproportionate. It's fucking absolute screaming crime, the whole place. Space, go. Scientists, go. Politicians, fuck off. All of you. Share the wealth out equally between everybody. We all have the same crack each. Fucking ridiculous this place is. So I found these. I just want to show you, right? This is Swamp Mud Man. This is from an early Alchemical thing. Oh, Niven would like that. The mirror's been put on it. Oh, a rant there, but that really boils my fucking blood. Did all my life I've been about that anyway. So what they got in this alchemical depiction is a guy. Guys, right? This is from the Middle Ages. Okay, so what frame of reference would they have in the medieval period to see a green swamp man with human arms? So he's metamorphosizing with what looks like a glass face or some sort of shield on his face. Very, very trippy and futuristic. Here he is. He's got another arm which seems to be white. So the narrative for it is angel greets swamp man from water. In my Brian, swamp man means he's come out of the mud. So there's plenty of narratives for this this character with the glass helmet. Looks like he's coming from another dimension, or like a traveller from another dimension that comes out of the mud. What do you think, guys? From medieval period. Very, very trippy. Very, very weird. In that one, he's got a serpent. And here's another interpretation of it. Splendor of Sol. Splendor of Sol. The Mudman. And there's some other people who've tried to do interpretations of this famous, apparently, picture of this swamp man, which I say is a mudman, doing a deal with an angel when he comes out of the mud. She greets him with a towel. Baby, It's a bit like Neon in the Matrix getting unplugged, and she's meeting him. She's getting unplugged. Skull and crossbones on this one, by the way. As above, so below. As above, so below. Please don't tell me that's an MM33. Wow, that's fucking deeply coded. Skull and crossbones. As above, so below, and 2 MMs. Volcano erupting in the background, a blackbird and a guy coming out of the mud, being greeted by an angel. Tell me that's not big clues. It's a lot smaller here. And he's got one white arm. He's red in the other arm there. She's in purple. Very trippy. Here's another interpretation of it. Much more chaotic interpretation. Quite vile and nightmarish. Here's another one. In this case, he's coming up out of the water, being met by an angel with a lot of eye things going on. Here's another interpretation of it. Different colour there. And another one here. So, yeah, there's a few of them, as you can see, and many artists have interpreted this. This one's interesting with the eclipse. Happening, total eclipse. And some strange... I can't get over it with that visor in the Middle Ages. Really, really weird. There's some nice interpretations of this made over the years. So, I'm going to come back for a second, because I've been talking a while. Peace and love to you all. Flat firms, that was epic. So, I've got more to show you, but let's have a look at the timeage. Okay, it is 20 past 11. I've been going for 2 hours, 17 minutes. I've already got a post up. No one will ever watch them back. So, I've got more to show you. Just a second. Big hugs to you, Colorblind. Thank you, love. Big hugs to you, Peachy. Big hugs to everybody. Actually, Connie, thanks for the pics and all of the links you send me. Adrian Nava states, bollocks. You fucking state bollocks, mate. I like that. Daco dude, could some of the water be mud? Very definitely, I think. It does state swamp, so in my mind swamp is mud, so I think he's rising from the mud. I think this is the narrative of saying, you know, the ingredients for us, so to speak, it was in the mud for the last reset. Okay. Supernatural, the movie Monster, and the Black Lagoon. Yeah. I watched the Swamp Man thing on Amazon, a few of them, but it was shit. Couldn't get into it. Untold Reality, best mud flooded and resettage tonight. I knew you'd enjoy it, guys. So thanks for so many of you popping by anyway. It's been an epic for a Tuesday night. It's been like Flatter Day. And Flatter Day is on, okay, guys, because I've got some fucking extra juice. I've got stacks to show you, okay? It's just this one, I was extra excited to show you all of these people blind. What do we go on about? They're blind, I know. And in this case, they've had, like, you know, their ears exploded. It's good evidence, guys. We're getting hotter. Hot, 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 hot. Scotty Waddell's Lady in the Lake. Yeah, that narrative as well. Yeah, definitely with King Arthur. Okay, and also you get a lot of swordage going on, like Excalibur. There was another sword. There was two ladies I think it was Lady in the Lake and another one as well in water. Rodrigo, brother, from Brazil. How wicked. Have a flatter day. Good flatter day, you guys. Peace and love. We love wherever you are in this plane. We love you all. Isabella, 9 months ago, someone went to the Spring Mixer. I never went. I haven't been to any flat earth meets. In fact, somebody mentioned the other day in a hangout in Britain that we should have a fantastic flat earth meet, and basically thousands turn up. Yeah, I get hundreds coming just to come and meet me. So we get a fucking massive crowd of truthers together in Britain. The second this fucking bullshit is going to lapse a little bit, okay? We're not all going to get like police coming and kicking our heads in or anything. So Trees is saying, photograph big frog in your garden last night. Ooh, I love frogs. That's cool. I used to have frogs in my garden when I grew up, but there was no water. So I think it must have been under the ground. And they just come up every winter. Pretty weird. But underground pondage. So, Dragon Sage, good to see you. Good omen. Good omen. Frogage. Laurie, hi Laurie. It's going to be over very soon. Yeah, well, they're probably, after bullshit of like, oh, it's mutated and it's in the end and everyone's just going to drop dead and everything else. After everyone's like, well, yeah, but we all know now because no one's like dying. I had someone in my comments earlier told me off, right, saying, my uncle died Christmas Day of COVID. I didn't want to be saying to him, well, people die. Yeah, really got my sympathies, but like, you sure he wasn't? He died of something else and got tested positive for COVID, which is what is happening. Because the fact remains, like, nobody dies of the flu. They die of pneumonia, renal failure, weakened by the effects of whatever they call a flu, okay, which is not what they say, not contagion, okay, toxic, poison, excretion. Lee, hi girl. Died of flu. Oh, you seem pretty well, Lee. You're writing at least, so it's not all bad. Sketch in Glenn, who was in Australia land, had the turtle on a chain as a kid. Did you? I had a pet squirrel. I used to keep it in my. I used to have Wrangler. I used to like my Wrangler jackets, red tag, and then I used to keep it in my pocket there. Yeah, but unfortunately, one day it fell out. My friend was not very nice to it, but I never spoke to him again for years after that. Killed my squirrel. Basically killed my squirrel. My friend, yeah. No. Anyway, Marcel, good to see you. Oh, since I have been not identified, isolated and purified it, no one can know for sure if they died from Rona. No way of knowing. Levy red tag. Yeah, man, fucking always had a red tag and on my jeans. No, that's my style. Or still is. I'm just jeans and t-shirt, man. Bandana, good to see you, my brother. John Trotter as well. Patrick, good to see you, my brother. John Trotter. God, it's all the guys here. KDW. Only cause Jim doing the same. All right, fair enough. So anybody is in chat now, 700 nearly of you watching. I don't know how many of you are watching in Facebook, but platforms, much love to you all. Now remember, we've only got Martin Leaguer channel. There's a channel below in the descriptions box called Martin Leaguer's Nectar. Can you please subscribe to that? Because I'm going to be doing like, things on there too. Because, I need more than one channel, I'm finding. Otherwise it does my head in. Excuse me. All right, let's have a look who else is here. Sonia Testament, Aya Sweetness, and Light. You would think nobody died before the Cove. No. It ever came because we must have lived forever, like death is a new thing. I wouldn't even go with their Phoenician paradigm about death and all of that anyway, if I was you, at all, because they can't wait to get you into the ground in a sort of like tied in with spooky voodoo and all of that, innit? Incantations and strange words over your fucking dead body. I'd have nothing to do with it if I was you. Okay, because you don't know what this place is, and they're trying to lock you into some sort of spell that might, be detrimental later on spiritually. Okay, in a spiritual battle. I've been here before. I've done exactly this before. The people who I know, I've known before. This experience we've done before, okay? But the last time, I don't think we had as much success as we have now, okay? I think we arranged to come back, do it again, and win. Which we done. And then reset civilization. I love it when a plan comes together. Nathan, who is National Memorial Gardens. Good to see you, my brother. Much love to you. Hugs. And just everybody. QSense is here as well. Good to see you, love. Turtle can swim. Tortoises can't. Yeah, I like tortoises and turtles. I like animals, full stop, really. Tortoises are wicked. Matt and Lika, they monitor the streams for taking against fire. Yeah, I know all of that. Thanks for the warning, Lapis, but I slip it in and all of that. And to be honest, you know, I'm not really caring at this point. If the Most High wants me to be taken on flat Earth British, not do what is in my brain is save humanity, then you know, then what am I? I'm not even worried. You know, it's not going. It happens, it happens. There's a reason for it. I don't actually think like that anymore. I don't do theory either. No point. Got a mission. Yeah. Is that a word I should use? Not really. Moonbeam, you feel the same. Good for you. Vertic, my brother, who's linking my book. Good idea. Basically, I've been sorting pictures and stuff and the last little bit of stuff on the new book, which is going to be out in spring. Okay. And it's very apt for the shit that's going down now. And in fact, it's really well titled as well. I think it'll do really well. It's going to be mental brain splat. You think the last was bad? Fucking hell. This one's going to just leave people dribbling, especially if they don't know about this subject and then they're learning. So thank you for that. Sorry, Kimry and Lucifer. And who's having a conversation? Batten, nice, good to see you. And QSN. So what I think about Biden, I don't care a flying fuck about politics. Like I said earlier, don't give it any thought, any of it. Okay, thank you, J Bob, Rob. Thank you, Jamie Oakley. Dabbing good, you're back, brother. See you for a while. G Cash and Tom Tom's here. Good to see you, Tom. Rocker 78. I love Chris York. Good to see you, my brother. We are underwater right now. Yes, we are. We all live in the yellow submarine. Trees. Smuts is always here as well. Good to see you, Trees, James. And so many of you. If I haven't shouted you out, I have shouted out Dave Psycho. I'm like Pepper Pass. Good. If I haven't shouted you, definitely just pop into chat, say hi or oi. I will shout you. And basically, let me see if I got some more stuff that I could show you. I've got so much stuff, but the time is getting on. It'll be 2.5 hours now. Just thinking about my playback. Okay, I've got something I want to show you. Okay, the last little share screen for the bit, 20 minutes or so, and then I'm out of here. Okay. Wow, it's been a fantastic night. Totally loving this. So, I'm going to share with you now some antique photographs I have found of basically the Orient. So it's Istanbul, Greece, and it's antiquity, and it's clues galore, as you will see. Okay. So. Excuse me. So here's a collection. I'll link it up to you. I won't go through with them. I've just done some downloads of it. It's Constantinople, Athens, and the East. And what it shows you is some fantastic architecture. Sorry, I can't turn them around on there. Like this, for example. So I'm just wondering what it could be. Each individual giant stone is carved with tales and stories. And every single bit of that block of God knows what is decorated. So I can't turn that round. Oh, shame, that looked really interesting. That is Acropolis in Rome. Obviously, everything is just too shit. We have posted that in the past. I tell you what, I'm going to get on the album. It would be easier. So let's have a look. So some Moskage. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what we can discover. So the panels are all off this. There's one still on there, and the rest of the panels are leaning against it. So what would take the panels off? What would take the panels off? What's with this tower? Ooh, what is all of that up there? Oh, this is fabulous today. God, we do some juice on you, don't we? Sheesh. So yeah, I got loads to show you guys. It's going to be fab the rest of the week, and I got a hangout, which I was going to do yesterday, but other stuff happened, and we're all busy. So we're going to do a fab show with myself, autodidactic, who is Campbell. You may know of him, and UAP, but he's been a bit busy today. He's got what he's one of his turns coming on. One of his turns coming on, and I feel they got veils on. Maybe it's so the bees don't sting their faces. Who's she smiling at? Who's she smiling at? Can't see. She's waiting for someone to come out with the door. So that is a absolutely beautiful garden. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. Maybe tomorrow, probably tomorrow. And it'll be up very soon, okay? Try and stream it live, it'll be better. And we can all do questions and stuff. Wow, this is fantastic, this place, this forecourt. So we have a unused well. These people look like they're just tourists. They really don't appear to be living there. I wonder what the bars are for. Always asked that question, haven't we? It's just, we see them really high up too. Don't know. Seem really high up too, and I'm thinking, was it to keep people in, or was it to keep people out? Something out. Vampires. Well, let's have a look at this. So this is Istanbul. See by the Fez. Wow, they look really nice. Beautiful people. Beautiful. Sure. Look at that. Why don't they do this in the modern age? All you get now is Walmart, McDonald's, every single one of them puke buildings look the same no matter where it is. So there's some smashing architecture. Let me just move on a little bit. Jerusalem, Selem. Cluage in this, guys. Check this out. So I think there's something going on with the table on the mount deeper that we should know. This thing was mud flooded, seen it many times. Also these rock caves, bunkers, and this thing here, dug out, giant pyramid, all the stones from the previous reset, all nicely laid out. Also the narrative for cooking using clay pots, chucking them out the window, okay, and never using them again, I question. There's a pile of them here in Jerusalem, and people are employed to go through it for antiquity. They say it takes hundreds of years because they say it's thousands and thousands of tons of clay pot material. I've done myself, Roman, that I worked on archaeology, and I spent a day going through a small, I say small, I say about 10 wheelbarrows full of pot remnants, Roman, okay, to find any jewels or anything else in there. I didn't. But I took a couple of pot fragments home with me. Now, I was questioning then, thinking, well, why? Why didn't they just make it better? All you're going to do then is be left with an entire world into antiquity littered with bits of pot. I think that these were not really eating things. I put it to you that these were something else, maybe like batteries. So the table on the mount, very spooky. Are they going to build that building over a rock in the ground? You know, so many religions are contesting over. The Jews are in mourning over losing, and the book of the Revelations will not be completed until this thing is into its apparent rightful owners. So why is something so small and insignificant looking, you know, one of the most contested sites on earth because of a rock, because of a bloody rock? And a bit of Solomon's Temple here. These people know all about it. You see the wall on the other side of the Wailing Wall, guys. Absolutely mind-blowing. You know, stones are hundreds of tons. And these people got to do little prayers, shove it into a crack, and apparently it comes true. So they'll all ask for the same thing. I want more money. So they all do it. Trumpsky, Clinton, they all go and they shove something in our wall. So let's look at this. Holy crap, look at this. Same bars windows again. Ladder. Okay. Oh. Well, that seems relatively recent that they've blocked this up, this one here and that one there. Why, oh, why would they do that? One of the doorways. They haven't even plastered it over. It's like no care has gone into the preservation of the architecture, is what I'm saying. It's just you got this sort of detail. Yeah, they put a shitty wall in. Does this make sense? No, this is part of the making good of this place. The reset place, reset building. What's that? Jerusalem. Is that an old tree? Oh. Let's have a look at him. He looks like he's from like Swansea or something. Looks like he's the gas man. Don't even look like... What's that in your hand? Nice satchel, dude. Dig respect on the satchel, dude. Can't imagine him in school. So, nice tree. Don't know what it is, but it's a nice tree. I don't know many of you in chat. I've lost my live feed. Oh, coming back very shortly anyway. So these are fab. Let's move on. Because time's getting on, I've been talking for hours. But I do enjoy these live feeds, and we get through a lot of information. So, look at the poor little kid. She don't look sad. She just looks like she's looking at shit, wondering why all of this is picking off, and who bloody built all of this massive architecture. Good question, kid. Good question. We're all trying to find that out. Somebody put this wheelchair before us. It wasn't us. No, it wasn't us. So, a bit more of Jerusalem. Let's move on. Let's get some architecture going. That's nice. So, in the city of Schmied. That one is... Oh, nice. So what you got here is a nice line at the bottom, which looks certainly to be water damage. It's all the way along the bottom here. And just came along, tore everything off there. That is an interesting little snappage. Blocked up windows, the rest is missing. That is really good. So yeah, guys, everything you see here will be linked up straight after the show. Please make sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe to Flat Earth British and all the channels you see below. And don't miss any of the juice again. Okay, we're getting hot, and I can just taste that we're coming to our zenith. Okay, sometime this year, and once that happens, we're at the point of no return now, guys. You must be aware of that now. Okay. But the job has to be finished. We have to finish this, okay? And the truth be known, the veil be lifted, and everyone become free. Forever. No more slavery. Take the realm back. Sounds a bit of an ideal thing, but not really, guys. Not now. Not with what's happening with the pandemic and the way people are waking up en masse to all of their bullshit. Heliopolis. Interesting. Let's have a look at Heliopolis. Let's have a fag. So yeah, just tourists. These things haven't even been touched. They're like, it looks to me like they're relatively recently destroyed. 100 years or so before, not what they're saying, vast antiquity, Bronze Age, or even earlier. So a hotel, let's have a look. I like human interest pictures and see what they're getting up to. He looks a bit like Harry Potter. So Toffs in Heliopolis Hotel. Oh, very cool. Oh, let's have a look at this a sec. So yeah, I won't be stopping for ages, as I said. I don't mean to hurry you, but I need a drink and stuff. Wow, look at this. It's too good not to look. Nice HD as well. These ladies are like to sit in like unusual places for their photos. Quite quirky, the Victorians. I'm going to sit by here because it's unusual and probably dangerous. Sort of thing going on. So that Tenko spirit, eh? So I don't know what happened. Half buried. Oh, it's really boring here. I wish they hadn't have brought me. Kid, I'd have loved it at your age. I would have thought it was the best thing going. Love castles when I was a kid. So I will link all this up. I'm not going to go through them all because there's like probably hundreds of photographs, but they are really interesting, and I do like to discover together. Oh, munchies on the railway station. Not too bad. I've seen better, but not too bad, to be honest with you. Okay, let's struggle through a bit more so we can find a bit more architecture. There you are. Let's have a look at that one. Okay, it's the same people. Hang on. Oh, all right, I get it. I thought we clocked a giant then, or a statue with a human head. So yeah, see what I mean about the Victorians? They got a bit of a sense of humour. So he stuck his head behind the wall, and he's doing the same. The old statues. That's quite good. I like that. I think it's nice seeing things from the old world, people doing quirky things, being human. The human experiences. Endlessly fascinating to me. Wow, look at that for a fantastical sight. I can see that built in my mind's eye in a Piranesi artwork, now ruined. Can you imagine what this place was like, guys? I tell you what, they're all right, this family. They're all right, yeah. They're growing on me. Get a feel for it now. I think they're all right. So, what took this place out? Look at these unusual stones. Wow, look at this site, guys. Part of the Heliopolis complex. Recognize the banding for sure. Taste of Phoenicia. So this would have been a hypercost floor. Yes, hypercost, brick stacks. So this was a part of the heated floor system. There would be fires or steam below to heat the floors in what was a fantastically big place. Wow, guys, that is fantastic. Wow, these are brilliant. Constantinople. Oh, let's have a look at that. Oh, I like that instantly. Okay, check that out. Wow. What's it made of? Wood? Some sort of glass floor, maybe. It's the same family. They're really interesting. At least when I looked at stuff. So I'm guessing this is the hotel in Istanbul. Must have been a lot safer then when I went there. Easy place to get yourself killed. Mind you, anywhere it is. Let's have a look at this. Oh, nice. And he took them around in that. Cool, they had a few quid, didn't they? Nice little tourist thing to look at this. Very nice. Istanbul Sultans. Sultan's Swing. Check out Guitar George. He knows all the chords. See these fezzes. Some say they're from Fez in Morocco. There's a Masonic connection with them. I don't think they keep out the heat. I think there's a tech or something going on with them. So. Oh, look at that. For Castlage. Wow. Of course, they say Troy is in Turkey nowadays, don't they? They think they found Troy, but difficult to determine whether that's it. They just say it is, but it's just, again, it's just massive civilization. So this is Istanbul. Hagia Sophia. Blue Mosque. No, Hagia Sophia. One of them up there. That one. And the Bosphorus. So, biggest city in Europe. Istanbul. Oh, we have an obelisk in what is the Hippodrome in Istanbul. And all of these are basically kept over things which you can see on Lee van der Haar atlases of collected things from the empire by the apparent Romans. Or the Byzantines, or the Romans. Like that, there. Collected from the old world. It's made of metal. I don't know. I've got photographs of it, and it's there now in the modern day. You could go on Google Earth and see that. Yeah, I know. So I've been in here. and I'd take my shoes off. And I had a dream about it years later, okay, about 5 years ago, where I was in here, or by the door, but you're going that way actually. And some Arab bloke came up to me and said he was going to tell me about the true shape of the earth. And I got like really excited. It was like, all right, well, I'll walk with you then. And basically he disappeared into the crowd and was like, whoa, 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 you're just going to tell me the true shape of the earth. And he disappeared. And it was happening. It happens outside there in my dream. And I've been in real life. So I think it means something. I really do. I think it's a clue. In fact, if I was to hazard a guess, I would say that future Martin has been leaving clues all the way along that only I would recognise. The stuff there that I find is like, only I would know that. It's impossible for anyone else to know that. So it leads me to think that, you know, as weird as it sounds, that I've left myself clues. And maybe I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again. I'm leaving clues again. I'm doing it again. Getting a weird buzz on at the moment, guys. I've been in there. Shit. So anyway, I'm going to come back, guys. I'll link that up. There are fantastic images more to show, but I'm running out of steam yet. Oh, that's fantastic. So good to see you all, and I'm going to be going very, very soon. Oh, and I left everything on, like the things and that, did I? Yeah, sorry about that. Fluid. Okay. And my banner running through the whole thing. Sorry about that. Fair picture. So I hope that didn't interrupt your viewing of the pictures. So I'll link everything up, guys, in the chat below this, as soon as I've gone and made a coffee, because I'm like, ugh. Right, my mouth's like a witch's tit. Or a camel's armpit, which is worse than a witch's tit. Not that I know what a witch's tit tastes like, just saying what might do. Anyway, so peace and love, still going, yeah, it's kind of done me, I'm shucking out now, mate, I'm absolutely done now for the day. Trippy Dream, Future Martin, yeah, I think it's, I don't know, it just resonates when I say it, and I get weird buzzes when I say it, like I just did. All shivery stuff. Yeah, nice tracks. UAP did. Yeah. One of my tunes coming on, and I feel cold as a razor blade, dry as a tourniquet. No, something as a tourniquet, dry as a funeral drum. So it's not very happy lyrics in Pink Floyd, is it? Dragon. DNN, good to see you. And Alva Billy, thank you as well. Yeah, we don't see that. That's an obvious dialectic and complete fucking bullshit. Annabelle, good to see you. Sorry, fans of all of that, but it doesn't help save humanity. Ow. Okay. Be faith in a cyber thing. Good luck to you. Okay, good to see you, Deco, as well, my brother. I'm going to chuck off. Thanks, everybody. What have we been talking about today? Astral projection, yeah. Oh, UAP, Life of Covidian. That'll be a new religion in the future, that will, the Covidians, UAP. So I'm looking forward. I just told everybody we're going to be having a hangout, UAP, so they're looking forward to it now, so we're going to have a fantastic time. So what do you think of that? Reset evidence, which I think is overwhelming, bit of deductive reasoning, you know, that everybody is like blind and bleeding ears. So I think it's safe to presume that there was some sort of cataclysmic event, maybe a comet, something to enough noise to burst their eardrums, because that must be massive amounts of noise. And mud flood, you know, there's no denying that place is underwater, under mud, and a glittering civilization, and everyone else is living in shacks and just being delivered off boats. You know, photographic evidence of reset arrivals and reset is what I think. Okay, so I'm really proud of that. That was really interesting. Weird medical procedures, other Middle Ages books of strangeness, photographs galore, and I'll be back with loads more juice in a day or three when everybody catches up with my last post and this post. So let's give you all a good show. Thanks, Brian. Good to see you, my brother. Oh, good to see you. Ollie, my staff's sending love to Mel. Oh, Ollie the dog. That's nice. Thanks, Brian, my brother. I'm Gel Alva. What, Alva Billy? Why? What's happening, Alva Billy? What we got to be gel about, man? Hot sauna. Ooh, I love a sauna. I'm Estonian. Estonians are big on saunas, you know. My uncle had a sauna in his back garden in his shed when I was a kid. He was forever in there. Gcash, thanks to all. Could do with a sauna. Laurel, ballerina. Said that wrong. Neo, good to see you. Neolina. Oh, what's all these weird names at the moment? I can say weird names. I can get away with it because my name's Litska. Thank you, Trees of Love. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Joy. Tata for the brilliance. Yes, well, we do fantastic on you. That's what we do. Hot time of the Old Bay tonight. Is it hot where you are? Christ, it's been mild here in Wales. We've had terrible weather. Patrick, learning how the subconscious works through meditation and how it works on this flat earth. Thanks for that, Patrick. Okay, hi, good to see you. Well, I hope 2021, well, don't just make it happen. Yeah, nobody does this shit for us. That's another thing, isn't it? People sitting there waiting for other people to do stuff for them. We do it. We make it happen. We set our intent here as a whole, as a collective, 600 of us now. Positive intent. See what we want. See beyond that point, and we'll get there. It's quite simple. I know. So anyway, I gotta go. Peace and love to all. Thank you for joining, so many of you. Make sure to share this out. Make sure to subscribe to Flat Earth British and support Flat Earth British Survival Fund. For my channel as well, and my life, okay, from PayPal or my Patreon, which I'll leave below as well, and my website, flatearthbritishinfo.com, which you see going across the bottom of the screen the entire video. I'm sorry about that. Well, a lot of laughs, I know. You got to laugh, mate. Listen, don't take life too serious, guys. This is what gets me. Like, everyone seems to be, replaced by like plain pussies. I think we're in another dimension with them people out of that film Idiocracy. Soon they won't even get out of the chair to have a shit. They'll shit in a bucket in the chair. They'll just drill a hole out. That's what will happen soon. You watch. Okay? It's fucking lazy as well. Vanessa, good to see you. High fives to all. High fives. Still do them today, people. Lee, good to see you. QSN, good to see you too. Michelle, thank you for popping by. You're always here. So keep the vibe up, okay? martinlitka7gmail.com. I will try and link those free energy books now, if it's possible. I'm not sure if I could even link a drive link, but maybe I can. Angel, pikes, peaks, a pyramid. No, I think pyramids are arcs for surviving floods and cataclysmic events, because there's so many of them. And there's like 20,000 entries for underwater pyramids on Google. So there's loads underwater. Maybe they're still in there. Maybe that's where the Phoenicians came from, out of pyramids in arcs underwater. Verdict, proper leakage. Yeah, well, they didn't call me Leaker for nothing, Verdict. That was my nickname in school, was Leaker. Don't you know? Paddy was here. Good to see you, Paddy, my brother. Christian Courage. Flat place to get wise. So we all happy now? Did you enjoy that? All right then, good enough. Anyway, flat firms, peace and love, and I'll see you on the next one in a day or two.